Eli Savoy. The first hour of Sports 56 Middays is brought to you by Action247.com. Now, here are your hosts, Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
I got a piece of land out in the countryside. Lay back and smell the sun. Warm up the Georgia pie. Feels so good to be taking it easy. Why would I ever leave? 'Cause I know I got some good friends that live.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome in to the Thursday edition of Sports 56 Middays. Where has this week gone? It's flying right by, and once again, we have some tremendous weather. If you don't want summer to pass you by, well, here on October 22nd, it's expected to get up to 85 degrees today in the Mid-South. The sun is shining and all is right in the world. Greg Gaston, Eli Savoy, Gabe Kuhn. We are in the Family Leisure Studios where family and fun come together. Family Leisure, 2120 Witten Road, just north of I-40. The world's biggest spa sale going on right now at Family Leisure. When you stop by to check out those beautiful spas, make sure to ask for an official Sports 56 mask while supplies last. The first hour of the program also brought to you by Action247.com. If you're scoring at home, it's officially the Thursday, October 22nd, 2020 edition of the program. Coming up on the show today, we'll look back at last night's equalizer for the Rays. The World Series now tied at 1. We'll talk college football aplenty as the new week kicks off tonight. Arkansas State, the Red Wolves in action as they visit Appalachian State. The NBA, there's some news, including a hiring of a former head coach who now is headed to New Orleans. We'll have our 2.5 question segment coming up sometime in hour number 1. We unfortunately will not have Brandon Lang this week, but he is expected to return next week. We'll have the Tigers football report coming up at 11:25. Ryan Silverfield, Tigers head football coach, will join us at 11:45. And then from 12 to 1 on Thursdays during the college football season, our show becomes the AutoZone Liberty Bowl Inside College Football Hour. But we're going to continue talking Memphis and Temple to kick things off in that third hour, as we'll be joined by Anthony Russo, the starting quarterback of the Temple Owls. Harold Grader will join us, and we'll have our world-famous Pick 6. So that's all coming up on the show. We'll do our 5 favorite songs at 11:05. So you'll need to get your lists in early. The topic today is the word give or giving. Make sure that's in the title of your song. You can text in via the First Bank text line at 67129 if you're watching us live. You can message us with those lists at Sports56 WHBQ on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, and Instagram. I always knew my partner was a nut. I didn't know how much of a nut you were. How are you, man?
I am good. Happy National Nut Day to you.
To you as well. To all you crazy, kooky people out there.
I've already celebrated by eating some peanut M&Ms. Shout out Harlan Pepper, by the way. I know this has got to be his favorite holiday of the year. So kudos to Harlan.
I like most nuts, I would say. Walnuts, cashews, pistachios, peanuts, macadamia nuts.
You sound like Harlan Pepper.
And D's.
Almonds.
You sound like Harlan Pepper.
I know. What'd you say?
And D's. Sorry, it's just right there. Can't help myself.
That one was sitting right there. Well done. Well done.
I'm looking at the picture behind you, and I think I've covered most of them.
I actually don't like a whole lot of nuts. I mean, I like peanuts. I like cashews. I hate the damn nuts that fall off the trees in my backyard, all because they drive me crazy. I'm not.
You don't like pistachios?
No.
So you don't like pistachio ice cream?
No.
Ooh, man, that's good stuff.
Really, I don't like you get like brownies with like people put on a sprinkled nuts on top of them. Why?
Really?
Why
you don't like
ruin
that?
it? Why ruin it? Why ruin it? Just leave it alone. Let it be. Let it be. Like the Beatles once sang that, right? Is it the Beatles?
They said They sang "Let It Be."
Yeah, let
Paul
it be.
McCartney
Let it
sang
be.
it.
It's a brownie. Just let it be.
I think it adds to it.
I like peanuts. Like I said, I like cashews, although I don't ever eat them. I mean, peanuts are really the only nut I pretty much ever eat.
You're missing out, buddy. We get the ice cream. I had the ice cream cake for the birthday, and I get Rocky Road. And Rocky Road, I love that ice cream. It's great ice cream. It's chocolate, but it has marshmallow in it and it has nuts in it.
Yeah,
and when you get the bite that has the nut in it, man, you you've hit gold, man. You've won out when you get that nut. It's great. I'm telling you.
I like it. They've got the Hershey's has the Hershey's bar with like the
almonds.
You can get the almonds in there.
Yes.
Like I can stomach that just because the chocolate really covers it up. I mean, I don't hate. Nuts are they don't, for the most part, they can't be terrible. They just all taste kind of the same. So I don't hate them, but I would much rather not deal with them.
See, when you get that little variety pack of the Hershey candies, the chocolates, the ones I don't like are the Special Dark, which nobody likes, and then the regular milk chocolate one. I want the milk chocolate with almonds. I want the Crackle, and I want the Mr. Good bar because they all have nuts in it. I think it adds to it. Anyway.
Now, somebody says that somebody texted in here, and they're probably smarter than I am. They say the peanut is not a nut.
It's in the name.
It is. They say it is a legume, legume.
Well,
the nut is right in its name.
Exactly. A legume?
This is what is a legume?
It's like a bean. I thought legumes are beans.
So a peanut's a bean?
It's a member of the pea family, a seed pod or other edible part of a leguminous plant used as food. All right. What are some examples of legumes? Black-eyed peas, black beans. I don't see peanuts on here. Yeah, this doesn't say anything about peanuts being a legume.
We try to educate here on the show, but we don't want to give you
it's in the name.
Misinformation.
There's no way that
peanut's a nut.
The peanut is not a nut.
It's a nut.
Now I've heard that almonds are on the border of nut, and I think they're in the peach family, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, here we go. Now, okay.
The peach family.
Peanuts are a legume that originated in South America. They go by a variety of names such as ground nuts, earth nuts, and goobers.
Goobers. I love goobers.
Despite their name, peanuts are unrelated to tree nuts. As a legume, they're related to beans, lentils, and soy.
So this person was right. Absolutely knocked it out of the park. A peanut is not a nut.
Well, you talk about false advertising.
Exactly.
It's in the damn name.
Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks at the ball game. How about buy me some, what is it called, legumes?
Legumes.
Buy me some legumes and Cracker Jacks. They got to change the name of the song. It's misleading. Like you said, it's not a nut, for goodness sakes. Are there any peanuts in the picture behind you? I don't think there are.
I guess not, because
right.
Although the people who put together the National Nut Day, they all would know, I guess. Now I'm trying to think: does Harlan Pepper list peanuts when he's listing the nuts in Best of Show?
Can you look up that clip?
Gabe, find Harlan Pepper Best in Show.
Best in Show was a movie
naming all the nuts. I believe he says peanut, and Harlan Pepper is a nut expert.
That was Christopher Guest, right?
Yes.
He played Harlan.
Somebody says, it's true, I work in agriculture. Peanuts grow underground. Legumes are beans, I say.
So a freaking peanut is a bean.
Somebody else says ice cream is supposed to be creamy. No nuts, no fruit. I agree.
It doesn't take away from it. It adds to it. It enhances it.
No, that's wrong.
Do you eat ice cream in a cone? Some people, that enhances it. Do you have a sundae with a cherry?
Start yelling. I say peanut.
There you go.
Is.
Right off the
The
bat.
first one he lists.
Cashew nut. Macadamia nut. That was the one that was sent her into going crazy. She said, "You stop naming nuts." And Hubert used to be able to make the sound. And he wasn't talking, but he used to go. That sounded like macadamia nut.
All right. So he names the peanut right off the bat.
First one. That's the one that should have sent his mom over the top. She should have said, "You're not naming nuts. You're naming legumes."
Oh my gosh.
No.
Who knew when you walked into this studio that we would learn something and it would affect one of the great movie scenes of all time with misinformation? Our texter, thank you.
No, I refuse to say thank you.
Well, at least we made it.
I'm disagreeing. If Harlan Pepper if it's the very first nut Harlan Pepper lists, it's a nut.
Well, Harlan Pepper was wrong, apparently.
No.
We have agricultural people telling us.
Harlan Pepper was not wrong. Harlan Pepper, he was a nut expert. He can name every nut in the world. The first one he listed was peanut. It's a nut. I'm going with Harlan Pepper.
Sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't.
That is a staggering.
Well, that is wild and wacky stuff.
It's in the name.
All right.
I
know.
See if we can.
It's ruined the whole day, for goodness
see if we
sakes.
can. So, Mr. Peanut.
Mr. Peanut,
He is
which,
not
by the
considered-
way,
he would. We got to get him on the show. And see if he considers himself a nut.
Peanut was a big part of my childhood because when I would walk on the Atlantic City Boardwalk, there was the Mr. Peanut guy walking around for the Mr. Peanut
should have
shops,
asked
the
him
Planters Peanut shops.
If you would have just said one time, "Hey, dude, are you a nut?"
I guarantee he would say he's a nut.
Absolutely.
And I guarantee in reality the guy under the suit was probably a nut.
No,
but anyway.
There's no chance he would have responded with, "Hell no, I'm not a nut. I'm a legume."
All right, let me make the transition to the World
Although it
Series.
actually kind of sounds cool, especially if he was like an Italian dude. "No, I'm not a nut. I'm a legume." Come on, get your stuff correct.
I'm a freaking legume.
What are you? What are you? I'm a legume. What are you?
Don't call me a nut. I'm a freaking legume. Come on now. All right, so last night the Tampa Bay Rays get it all even. The World Series now tied at 1. They'll have a day off today and then return to action tomorrow. So Friday, Game 3, Saturday, Game 4, Sunday, Game 5. We know it'll at least go 5 games. And then if 6 and 7 are necessary, that'll be next Tuesday and Wednesday. But last night, the Dodgers starting pitcher, again, the bullpen session or by committee, whatever way you want to look at it, did not work. As Brandon Lau, the former Maryland Terrapin, came through big time. The guy in a huge slump. Kevin Cash sticks with him, and he hits 2 bombs. The Rays able to offset the Corey Seager 7th home run of the postseason. That guy has 7 postseason home runs, but it was not enough as the Rays win 6-4. And again, the series now even at 1.
Yeah, it said yesterday, like if the Rays are gonna, like if you don't win last night, then you can pretty much be done because if Blake Snell can't beat bullpen, then you got problems. And yeah, for Brandon Lau, that had to feel pretty darn good because it has been a rough postseason after a great regular season for him. And able to hit a couple of home runs. They got on the board early, and when they score first, they're virtually unbeatable. So that was good for them.
How about the fact Cash stuck with him?
Well, I mean, like you said, man, he got us here, and we know what he's capable of. So you just got to keep riding with the guy and hoping that he finds it, and we'll see if maybe that kind of shakes him out of it, and he's able to be much better going forward here. But and Snell was really good early, and then I don't know if it's weird, man. When they were talking about his numbers, it's crazy. Like the first 3 innings, his ERA is like under 2, and then in inning 4 and on, it's like over 7. Like once he goes, through that batting order, right, man, it's like he runs into a wall or something, and he kind of hit that in the 5th, but they're able to hold on and get the win. Man, Dustin May. That dude's got, he's got a great arm, obviously. He's fantastic. But, boy, he looked like he was throwing batting practice for a while there last night.
Well, he was grooving it, even though his groove's at 100 miles an hour. But if he's throwing it to a location, guys can catch up to 100 miles per hour. Some of them, not all of them. And it's exactly what he was doing.
Yeah, he is, his slider was just it
wasn't sliding.
Basically just spinning up there like, hit me, hit me, hit me. He's had a bit of a rough go.
Needs a haircut. What did you think of A-Rod's reaction to the bullpen guys starting as opposed to a regular starting pitcher? Dave Roberts decides to go with that in that direction, and he was very critical of it.
Well, what was he supposed to do? I mean, in the end, like they basically have Walker Buehler and Clayton Kershaw. And then all of these other guys, like Dustin May and all of these guys are bullpen / starter guys. Like, so it's just in the way they've had to use them throughout the postseason, there isn't anybody ready to go out there and try and go 6 innings for him.
Yeah, that's
it's
true.
You're just doing what you're kind of stuck in this situation of what you have to do to try and get by, and I don't blame him for that. If what the heck's the guy who started the game? Whatever his name was.
Who normally goes about an inning and 2/3.
I mean, if he comes out and he's great and very efficient, then maybe they get 3 out of him or something. But I mean, they've had to use these guys throughout the postseason out of the bullpen in short stints. So I just don't think any of them are ready to go out there and try and give you 5-6 innings, other than basically Buehler and Kershaw. So they're just kind of stuck in this situation of when those two guys aren't pitching, it's pretty much going to be a committee. And
Gonsolin.
Yeah, Gonsolin. Usually it's going to probably be Gonsolin or May that starts it because they have some experience. Urias could as well, but they're just, I don't know how prepared they are to go more than 2 or 3 innings at this point.
Well, who's starting in Game 3? Is it Urias?
No.
Oh, Buehler's coming.
Yeah,
and
Buehler
Kershaw 5, so who's going 4?
I don't know. I'm sure they'll probably go with another situation like this.
Maybe Urias. What about Joe Kelly earlier in his career was a starter, was he not? Was he always a reliever?
Very early in his career. Yeah, early in his career I think he was, but he hasn't been a starter for quite a while now, I don't think.
Yeah, he pitched in that game, went, I think, a little over an inning.
I mean, it's just, and it goes back to what we're talking about with, like, the fact that the championship series did not include any days off. Like, you were it was just, you're piecemealing things together day by day, trying to get through, and just the way it is worked out with them, they don't really have any other starting pitchers ready that are true starting pitchers right now.
From the NBA, Stan Van Gundy gets the New Orleans Pelicans coaching gig. Stan Van Gundy, a former head coach, and had been an analyst for TBS. TBS, correct? Van Gundy, he wasn't with ESPN, was he?
Van Gundy was with ESPN, right?
He was?
He was. I think so. I don't.
Either way, he was an analyst for the last couple of years after having coached for a long time in the NBA, and New Orleans goes with Stan Van Gundy. So that means there is 2 openings. Houston's still open, and his brother, Jeff Van Gundy, is a candidate. And Oklahoma City has not hired anybody, have they? Did I miss that one?
No, Oklahoma City is not. I don't believe, no.
So that's it, right? Now that New Orleans is filled, Philly's got Doc Rivers, Chicago has Billy Donovan, Indiana's got that dude that I think is Swedish, but he probably isn't. Do you even remember his name? You had the story the other day. I'll never remember this guy's name. It'll take me 2 months into the season before I can remember this guy's name.
It is.
We got the Pacers gig. So New Orleans done, and now Oklahoma City to fill the void for Billy Donovan, and what Houston's going to do.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, see,
I thought I wrote the guy's name down, but I didn't. Apparently, I didn't.
Very memorable that guy's name and hiring there in Indiana. But then again, what's it matter with a coach, right? I mean, maybe a couple of the bigger markets really need the splash with the name, but certainly Indiana doesn't.
Nate Bjorkgren.
They like coaches with the first name of Nate, though. They had Nate McMillan for a while there. Nate, what was it again? Nate what?
Bjorkgren.
Yeah.
I believe that's the correct
Nate
pronunciation.
Bjorkgren.
Bjorkman.
Dude has to have. He has to be.
Not, I mean, what a Gren.
Yeah, it has to be Swedish.
Not
I mean, he's probably American,
Bjorkgren.
but he's got to have some Swedish blood in him, right? Has to be with that name, I would think.
Let's see where he is. Well, he's from Storm Lake, Iowa.
No,
so
I'm saying
he couldn't be more American, that's for sure.
Well, no, I said he's probably American, but I guarantee he has Swedish blood in him. I didn't say he was from, like, born in Sweden. Has to be. Has to have the background of. That's a Swedish name.
Yeah, I don't.
Sounds like the Swedish chef on Sesame Street.
I don't have any. I don't
or
have
the
any
Muppets
other
or whatever it
other
was.
than that he's 45 years old and he's from Storm Lake, Iowa.
All right, we'll get to know him once the season comes around.
Actually, we won't.
College basketball news: Penn State's Pat Chambers, according to reports, has stepped down after an internal investigation into the Penn State basketball program and into Pat Chambers. Assistant Jim Ferry will coach on an interim basis this upcoming season. And then from the college football world, Kentucky Sports Radio reporting that Jeremy Pruitt fired defensive line coach Jimmy Brumbaugh during the game and not after the game when Kentucky took Tennessee behind the woodshed last Saturday. I haven't heard anything other than that report. Is that even possible? Like during the game?
I guess. I don't. Dang it, Jared Garantano just threw another interception. Find me somebody to fire.
Exactly.
Defensive line coach walks up to him. Hey, what do you want us to run here? You're fired. Get out of here.
If that's true.
What? I did what?
If that's true, that is ridiculous. That's a short fuse. That's a guy just, like you said, looking down the line, who can I can, even though they said that he's had issues with that defensive line for a while now.
JT Shrout threw an interception too? Damn it, fire somebody.
Fire the defensive line coach.
We did back-to-back pick sixes. We go to another quarterback. He throws an interception too. Clearly the defense's fault.
One of our terrific sponsors is Platinum Jewelers, the jewelers of the stars. Who wears jewelry from Platinum and endorses it? Jaren Jackson Jr., the 21-year-old forward for the Memphis Grizzlies who was out rocking the vote yesterday. D'Angelo Williams, who last night was on the second episode of the new season of The Amazing Race. And spoiler alert, if you haven't seen it yet, he and his partner, Gary Barnidge, the former tight end, they survived. They survived episode 2. So D'Angelo Williams, he's also worn the platinum jewelry. Anthony Miller, Mike Miller, Joe Theismann, just to name a few. But you don't have to be a Memphis sports star to wear platinum jewelry. Platinum Jewelers has something for everyone. They specialize in bridal engagement rings. They can customize what you're looking for, even from a photo. In addition, Platinum Jewelers has a huge selection of pre-owned Rolex watches and other luxury brands. They have all types of earrings and bracelets and rings of all types, a wide variety. They'll also pay top dollar for your gold, diamonds, and Rolexes. They can appraise your jewelry. They do repair work. It's your one-stop shop for all your jewelry needs. Platinum has been serving the greater Memphis area for 20 years. They have 2 convenient locations, 9387, that's Poplar Avenue in Germantown, next to the Fresh Market, and 545 Perkins Extended at Poplar in East Memphis. Call them, ask for Preston Hudson. Tell them you heard it here on Sports 56 Middays, or go see Preston. 901-907-0626. That's 901-907-0626. Make sure to follow them on Facebook and Instagram. Again, go visit Preston Hudson and the great folks at Platinum Jewelers.
Hey, Brumball, get over here. Why did none of your defensive linemen tackle those guys on the interception return? Coach, we're not on the field. That's illegal. You're fired.
Now go eat a peanut, and it's not a real nut.
Get the hell out of my face. We got to tackle these guys on these interception returns.
This is Middays on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1 and 98.5 FM.
Memphis Tiger fans, catch the Blue and Gray Show with John Stacy and Drew Barrett, Sunday nights from 5 till 7, right here on Sports 56, 98.5 and 96.1.
Hey, Dave Woloshin here. I want to talk to you about my good friends at PrestoShutters.com. They're open right now, and prices don't get any cheaper for window replacement, window treatments, exterior shutters, inside plantation shutters, roller shades, blinds, whatever window fashion you need, they've got. Amazing deep discounts, including installation. Everything you need is American-made. Visit PrestoShutters.com or call them at 901-244-7484. That's 901-244-7484.
Good news. Southland Casino is now back open. That's right. The most spacious casino floor in the Mid-South is ready to welcome you back to the action with live blackjack, roulette, craps, and all your favorite slots. The action kicks off every day at 9 a.m. and rolls all the way till 5 o'clock the next morning. So what are you waiting for? Go ahead and make the short drive to Southland. We're ready for you. Must be 21 plus. Play responsibly. For help quitting, call 800-522-4700.
Ian Eagle and Ross Tucker here from Westwood One with a Thursday night football preview. NFC East action coming up from Philadelphia when Carson Wentz and the Eagles host Daniel Jones and the New York Giants. Ross, both have struggled to get wins, but as we start Week 7, the division is still wide open.
It really is. Even though they've only each won one game, they are still right in the thick of things. And I know it sounds kind of weird to say, but they're playing their best football right now. The Giants had 2 really respectable efforts against both the Rams and the Cowboys before breaking through against Washington last week. And even though the Eagles lost back-to-back games to the Steelers and Ravens, I thought they played their best ball as well.
Join us for the Giants at the Eagles on Thursday Night Football.
Remember to listen to Westwood One's coverage of the NFL all season long. Right here on Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7.
O'Reilly. Count on the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts to recommend the best products for your car. Get maximum cooling system performance for 10 years or 300,000 miles with peak long life universal premixed antifreeze and coolant. On sale now for just $5.99 after mail-in rebate. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Walgreens has always been there to help make your healthcare easier. From making sure you have the prescriptions you need to answering any questions you have about them. Now, the question is whether you have the right Medicare plan. And we're here to help make that easier too. Walgreens can save you money and peace of mind with copays as low as $0. Visit walgreens.com/Medicare today to see how. Walgreens. We make Medicare easy. $0 copay on Tier 1 generic drugs when enrolled in a plan with Walgreens as a preferred pharmacy.
It's back, the Carhartt Crazy Sale at Frontier Western Store in Olive Branch. Visit Frontier this month for huge markdowns on clearance Carhartt items. The latest fall line just launched, and Frontier is fully stocked. We've got jeans, shirts, bib overalls, jackets, coats, gloves, belts, boots, and more. And to make room for the new items, we've discounted a number of short sleeve plaids and t-shirts. Save up to 50%. All Carhartt jeans are now $5 off. This is the last jean sale of the year, so stock up now for yourself or someone else for the upcoming holidays. Christmas will be here before you know it, so you might as well save some cash now on what you know you'll need. All this month, we are including a buy one, get one half price sale on all novelty t-shirts by Simply Southern, Girly Girl, Live Oak, and more. It's the Carhartt Crazy Sale and more. Frontier Western Store, 5880 Goodman Road in Olive Branch. On the web at frontierwesternstore.com. Family owned and operated since 1967.
For over 8 decades, America's farmers have counted on the Little Red Tractor from Case IH, the Farmall, to help them make short work of their demanding chores. Well, Mid-South Ag can show you they aren't just for farms anymore. With horsepower ranging from 30 to 105, plus an army of attachments, they can tackle every chore on your to-do list, from hauling and mowing to loading and towing and then some. Stop by Mid-South Ag Equipment or call 662-890-3141 to find a Case IH Farmall that's right for you.
Now, back to Sports 56 Middays. This hour is brought to you by Action247.com. Here once again are Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
All I need is a TV show, that and the radio.
New week of the National Football League begins tonight with Thursday Night Football. We'll have the game for you here on Sports 56. Throw out the records. Yes, please throw out the records as the Giants will take on the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles are a 4.5-point favorite. Normally at this time we'd have Brandon Lang talking about a lot of things, but obviously wouldn't be talking about Phillip Rivers because we're not allowed to bring that name up anymore around him. But since he is not with us today, the Giants and the Eagles tonight, again, two bad teams from the NFC East, Eli.
Yes, and the Eagles even more injuries than they already had, so they're even more decimated offensively with Miles Sanders and Zach Ertz both out. So it figures to be just a beauty of a game offensively.
But please listen to it right here on Sports 56. Deshaun Jackson does return. There is no Alshon Jeffrey. What are your other options? There's no World Series Game 3 tonight. That'll be tomorrow. Oh, there's that debate that's going on tonight. So you can watch the train wreck in Philly or the train wreck wherever they're having the debate. So it's your choice. But
I will be watching the football game. It won't be pretty, but I will be watching the football game.
I will be watching. But again, if
sure.
you're at home or you like listening to the game rather than watching, please do. Or if you're driving around in your automobile, please do as well. 96.1 FM, 98.5 FM, Sports 56. By the way, we've had a number of people. I've had, Eli, I'm sure you've had as well, asking us about 87.7. And 87.7 is in the process and may have already been phased out. So we will not have our shows on 87.7 anymore, but we have 98.5, which is a strong FM, along with 96.1. Of course, the original Big Daddy, Sports 56, to go along with all the social media platforms and the website, sports56whbq.com. So there's a million different ways to listen.
You can download the app right onto your phone and listen to us anywhere you are, as clear as can be on the app. You can just tell your Alexa or Google or whatever when you're at home to play Sports 56. There's many ways for you to be able to listen to the station. Somebody, by the way, said they texted in here. And they said, "Man, Greg, Special Dark is the best chocolate in the bag."
Same person that likes the candy corn.
Hold up.
Do not compare those two things. Special Dark is terrible. Candy corn is delicious.
Thank you. I was going to say, I couldn't be the only candy corn fan.
Did you see, by the way,
I love candy
did you
corn.
see, they do this every year, but did you see that little map yesterday that shows each state and what their preference for candy is? Did you see this thing, Gabe?
I didn't. I've seen maps like
You've
it,
seen those before.
but they're usually completely wrong.
Well,
they're usually way off.
Yes, it's stupid. I guess somebody just some lackey goes in there and just throws it around for the conversation. But I had to take exception to it because it wasn't even a chocolate bar. It wasn't even a good Swedish Fish or gummy bears or something. It was Red Hots for the state of Tennessee. Red Hots. Do you guys eat Red Hots? If you saw a bowl of Red Hots, would you partake? Would you double dip with Red Hots?
No, I don't.
Nobody would.
I'm not sure if I've ever had Red Hots.
Nobody's eating Red Hots
when I was a kid, but
yeah.
I got them out trick or treating or something like that. Probably ate them, but I would never. I couldn't tell you the last time I don't even know the last time I saw Red Hots.
I can guarantee you that thing doesn't rank in the top 50 of candy in the state of Tennessee. So that map, again, they did their job. They wanted us to talk about it, and here I am talking about it.
Another texter says, Dustin May could be better if he lost 5 pounds of hair. He looks like Bozo the Clown.
He does. Bozo, Sideshow Bob.
He could absolutely, for Halloween, I think he could probably get somebody to get that into a perfect Bozo setup.
No question.
Obviously, he wouldn't have the bald top like Bozo, but he could. I'm telling you, man.
Isn't it more Sideshow Bob than Bozo from The Simpsons? His hair just way out like that, wavy. And
Bozo had it straight out to the sides all the way around like that. That red hair.
I mean, Bozo's a good comparison as well. But, yeah, it's just crazy. I mean, you can lose a baseball in there easily. You put a baseball in there, we wouldn't be able to find it.
It just every time when he comes running in for the bullpen, it just makes me laugh watching how much hair is just bouncing around.
He's aerodynamic, though.
And
aerodynamic.
What that hat, I don't know. I want to know how many sizes bigger the hat is compared to what he would actually wear without the hair.
Good point. I don't know.
He's got to be wearing a 9, size 9 hat, where he probably wears a normal, a normal person, like a 7 1/4 or something like that.
I wonder if he has big Bozo feet too.
It is unbelievable how much hair that dude has, and it's just I can't imagine trying to deal with that every single day. Another text here says, up for comment. Is there a place in football for small, quick receivers in the mold of Julian Edelman and Cole Beasley? And can Calvin Austin be added to that list?
Is there a place? Yes, because those guys are doing it and have done it for years. And in this high-octane offensive NFL that we now watch, there's always room for those guys. If those guys can take those hits and hang on to footballs, they are the possession receivers that teams need. They can't always throw, 60 yards down the sideline on a fly pattern to a speedy receiver that's big and strong. Sometimes they have to have those little guys go over the middle that can take a pounding. And he's brought up, or she's brought up, 2 examples of guys that can do that. They've always been there. They always will. As far as Calvin Austin is concerned, I mean, he is really tiny, but he is tough. I don't know. Gabe, I'll defer to you. I mean, I don't look at him as an NFL player, but that game he had last Saturday, going across the middle, I mean, they were trying to pick on him physically, and they were trying to intimidate him, and he said, screw that. I'm going to come right back at you, and he was fantastic.
The one thing I would say is he does definitely have NFL speed. He is very, he's track fast, how fast he is. But I have to see some improvement. I don't know if he's big enough at this moment, but he's starting to get more targets and starting to catch a lot more balls. It seems like he is coming into his own as a wide receiver and in his route running. So we'll see what happens. But at this moment, I don't see him as an NFL guy.
Yeah, he's not afraid, right? He's not afraid to catch the ball in traffic and take a hit.
I mean, yeah, is it as easy for a guy like that as it is for a 6'2", 6'3" guy? Well, no, but there are small receivers. If you can get open and you can catch the ball, they'll find a place for you.
There's always been the Wes Welkers and the Julian Edelmans.
And you're going to have to, as you said, he's got better speed than those guys certainly have. I mean, he is like a track type speed guy. So if you could be a good route runner and you can be smart and be able to find the holes in the zone, all that other stuff, if you can get open, they'll find a place for you in the NFL. I mean, Cole Beasley is one of the guys he brings up. Like Cole Beasley is nowhere close to what Calvin Austin is athletically.
Right.
But Cole Beasley has made a bunch of money and put together a long career in the NFL because he just knows how to get open. He just always finds ways to get open, and he catches everything and doesn't. And that's, if you could do those two things, they got a place for you in the NFL.
Since we're talking NFL and Tigers, the former Tiger Kenneth Gainwell, Gabe was telling me during the break, Matt Miller has come out with his preview for the draft and his rankings. And Kenneth Gainwell is ranked, number 5?
Number 5, behind Najee Harris, Travis Etienne, Chuba Hubbard, and Chris Evans out of Michigan. I see him top 5 in just about everybody's rankings at this point. It's pretty known that he's going to come out, and it's pretty known that he can catch passes out of the backfield and split out. So I imagine it might even his stock might go higher the closer they get to the draft.
Let's say he is number 5. Say he's the 5th running back that goes. What round would that be?
3rd, 4th.
What do you think, Eli?
I would say
second day guy or
probably 3rd, at the earliest, because they're just not many running backs. Let's see.
Something tells me he's going to move up a few boards based on the film he put out last year. And I know it's only 1 year of full film, but it was pretty astounding what he was able to do.
Is Chuba still playing, or did he opt out?
No, he's still playing.
He's still playing. Okay. Puka from Kansas, who's a pretty decent player, he opted out. And then, would you rather have Etienne or Najee Harris if you're an NFL team?
I'd lean. Well, it depends what I'm running. It certainly. I'd say, given sort of where offenses are headed, I'd have Etienne.
He's going to catch more balls than Harris.
But Najee Harris can be your workhorse. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to say this name, but I'm going to say
Henry Light.
Derrick Henry type
Derrick
back.
Henry Light, right.
Right. But I don't know of a lot of teams that really run that style well besides the Titans.
What do you think? What will Gainwell? What if you had to guess? What's Gainwell's 40 time?
I would guess 4.4, 4.5. We saw how big of a home run hitter he is.
Yeah.
So I mean, I can't imagine it's much less than say a Tony Pollard or a Darrell Henderson.
That's impressive.
Last year's draft, or this year's draft, I guess. The 5th running back taken was J.K. Dobbins. That was the 23rd pick of the 2nd round. There were 6 in the first 2 rounds. The year prior, the 2019 draft, the 5th one was taken in the 3rd round as the 10th pick. Devin Singletary was the 5th one off the board. 2018, the 5th would have been a 2nd rounder. With that would have been Ronald Jones, 6th pick of the 2nd round. So depending on kind of how it's probably, I guess, 2nd to 3rd would most likely, if you were the 5th running back, I guess there's a chance it could be a 2nd round guy.
Right. More than likely, a number 1 ranked running back would go in the 1st round, maybe a number 2 ranked running back. But I think 2nd round makes a lot of sense, especially if he moves up a little bit. Then I think he's solidly in the 2nd round. But there's no question that, in my opinion, he's gone before the 2nd day, or before the 3rd day, I should say, when it's rounds 4 through 7. I don't think he's going to fall down into the 4th round or worse. I think he's definitely a 2nd day guy. One college basketball note, Sky Clark. If you guys are into recruiting and wondering what he's planning on doing, 6 o'clock tonight Central Time, Sky Clark will announce his decision on his intentions for college. Memphis is in the mix, but so are some big-time blue bloods, including North Carolina, and that would be just a feather in the cap if they can land Sky Clark. I haven't really reached out to some of the folks who really know this stuff and do this for a living, but just wanted to bring that up, that Sky Clark will announce tonight. The Tigers already have 4 commitments for the 2021 draft class, which is pretty incredible. I know Action247.com is pretty incredible, Eli.
That's right. Action 24/7. You go sign up, start playing those free games, get involved in the games for today or for this week that they've got going on there. They're free to play, and you can win real cash. That's all you got to do is go sign up. It's that simple. Very easy to do. Just go to the website action247.com and click play for free, and they'll ask you to sign up. Boom, and then you go right into the game lobby and start signing up for as many games as you want to play to try and win some real cash. And then once the betting becomes fully legal here and we're ready to go in the state of Tennessee in the next, should be 10 days or so, well, then you're ready to go right there at action247.com. So go get signed up. Again, it's action, the number's 247.com.
Once again, Brandon Lang, we apologize for not having him on today, but things come up, things happen in the schedule, and we will hopefully have him back in his normal time slot at 10:25 next Thursday. Music is coming your way at 11:05, our 5 favorite songs, so make sure you get those lists together a little bit earlier than usual. When we return, 2.5 questions. That's next. This is Middays.
Want to get your voice heard? Hit us up on the First Bank phone line or First Bank text line.
I hired Nuptial Num-Nums to cater my wedding, and it was a disaster. Everyone was raving about the food instead of my dress.
No matter how hard you work for your small business, online reviewers will find something to complain about.
They're like, oh, Veronica, the lamb chops. Did the lamb chops fly you out to Cancun?
And while Progressive can't save you from these trolls, we can help you save money on commercial, auto, and business insurance.
I will not be hiring them for my next wedding.
Get a quote online today at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliated and third-party insurers.
Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Chris Price here for Brian Elder Roofing. The storms we've had over the past several months have been devastating to our communities. The rainy season is ahead. You may have not even noticed the dripping in your attic, water stains throughout your home, or even worse, mold and mildew. Please call Brian Elder Roofing and we will send out our project managers to assess any damage. We will not try to sell you a roof if all you need is a repair. We will measure your roof from outer space. 0% for 60 months, even no payments till 2022 are available with approved credit. If you've noticed missing shingles, water stains, leaks in your roof, call us before you call your insurance company at 867-0303. That's 867-0303, and we will provide a free, thorough inspection of your roof's condition.
Call 867-0303. Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
You get to choose at Gossett Kia on the Pike. Right now, take your pick from 2021 Kia Forte or 2020 Kia Soul. $149 a month lease, 36 months. Plus the all-new 2021 Kia K5 with more passenger cargo headroom and legroom volume than Toyota Camry. Plus a warranty that blows Toyota away with a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Now $189 a month lease, 36 months. And get 2020 K900, $10,000 off MSRP. So get your Kia on at Gossett Kia 1900 Covington Pike or shop 24/7 KiaCovingtonPike.com. Ask for Bobby J and he'll put you in a new Kia today.
Leases $31.49 due at signing. 0 security deposit excludes ACQ fee $10,000 per year. 20 cents excess mileage. $650 acquisition fee. Forte ME $275,992 MSRP $20,510. Soul L706 $3372 MSRP $21,885. K5 MG 003199 MSRP $25,725. K900 MSRP $65,610. L60 $26,907. L60 $21,220. Includes all rebates and incentives. PF $695 excludes tax title and license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 11/1/2020. Dealer stock only. Warranty is a limited powertrain warranty. See Kia.com or retailer for details.
As a pro, you've got what it takes to do your job. But for some jobs, it's good to know you can rent what it takes from the Home Depot. Like pro-grade tools and large equipment. Everything from skid steer loaders and concrete saws to paint sprayers. The kind of gear you need when you need it, only when you need it. And when you're done, just bring it back. For the pro-grade tools you need to finish the job, start with a click on HomeDepot.com/rent. The Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Westies, you know, the Old North End Pinch District, a great Memphis tradition. Come hungry for home cooking, literally over 200 items ranging from fried green tomatoes, spinach artichoke dip, hot tamales, chili, chicken and dumplings, incredible moist and crispy chicken tenders, shrimp creole, jambalaya, gator gumbo, ribeye that includes salad and baked potato for only $23.95, smoked wet rib slabs including slaw and beans, french fries or tater tots around $24. Are just a great cheeseburger cheeseburger and fries or tater tots for only $8.95. Come by or call for downtown delivery 543-2GO. Then top it off with Jake's original hot fudge pie. Written up as Memphis Best. Westies at 346 North Main Street. Open daily 11A to 2A. Good friends, neighborhood favorite, Westies. Westies regulars understand Westies, the North End, and we have the doors you're looking for. Check them out, westiesmemphis.com. Westies at the North End, Memphis Best.
Like a coin in your mint, I am tempted.
Now, back to Sports 56 Middays. This hour is brought to you by Action247.com. Here once again are Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
Take me to the pilot for control. Take me to the pilot of your soul.
Welcome back. We got 2.5 questions coming up here in just a moment. The Ravens, according to reports, plan to sign former Cowboy Dez Bryant to their practice squad if his workout goes well and he passes a physical. Also, when Antonio Brown's suspension ends, which is after 8 games, the Seattle Seahawks and a few other teams are going to vie for his services, although there's still the whole sexual assault investigation going on. So a couple of big names and former stars in the NFL could be back in service. And then I didn't even bring up, what's his name, that played with the Patriots and the Browns and Seattle before one time. He's gotten in trouble 30 different times.
Josh Gordon.
Josh Gordon's another guy that could end up being on a roster here before too long.
Yeah, and the Ravens also traded for Yannick Ngakoue today, so they add to their defense. The Vikings, who acquired him in the offseason, didn't keep him very long. Vikings, I guess, are waving the white flag on this season, giving up and moving on. They gave up a conditional 2nd and 5th. They got a conditional 3rd and 5th, so they almost got back what they gave up to get him.
Time now for 2.5 questions.
Who, what, where, when, how, and why? Questions start with these. Step right up and answer all my questions, if you please.
I'm just a normal kid, like you, except that I ask questions. And because I'm brave enough to ask questions, I come under scrutiny.
Asking all them questions, why you asking all them questions?
Now here is a question for you.
What does the fuck say?
All right, Mr. Peanut, you're going to become Mr. Sports Czar. Give me your perfect calendar year in sports for the NBA, Major League Baseball, and the NFL, plus college football and college basketball. What I'm asking for you is to tell me when you think the seasons should start and end and how many games should there be. I'm not asking about the postseason, how many playoff teams or anything like that, but give me the regular season start and finish dates in a perfect season and how many games would make it right with those 5 sports if you were the sports czar.
The
big 3 and then college basketball, college football. I'm leaving out NHL since you don't care.
All right. The NBA, to me, should start on Christmas Day and then end when it ends now is fine.
Which is June?
Mid-April, regular season.
Oh, regular season,
Mid-April, then you got the playoffs. But I would play, to me, 60 games is enough for the NBA regular season.
60 games in the NBA, okay.
Major League Baseball, I would go down to, I would say, about 140 games.
Okay.
I would start it in mid-April and go through mid-September or so. I don't know exactly how many days. I have to work that out, but I would start it in mid-April and try and get the playoffs started basically the last week of September.
So you're basically cutting out a couple of weeks?
Yeah. Trying to help in the cold weather cities because some of those games are ridiculous. NFL, I don't think needs to change anything.
Are you going to add? Because there's the talk of going 17 regular season games?
No, I think the NFL is perfectly fine the way it is. College football, I think the same thing. I don't think there's a need for additional games. I don't think there's any. I mean, I think when they start, when it ends, all of that stuff, I think is absolutely fine. Mm-hmm. College basketball, I would start a little later. I would start it probably right at the beginning of December, as college football's regular season ends. Kind of pick up college basketball, and then go till I would go maybe a little later, maybe, and you push the championship back kind of maybe mid-April rather than the very beginning of April. Play the tournament kind of the last week of March and the first couple weeks of April.
So the March Madness thing is you're really pushing it out the door, going that much later.
Yeah, what you call the tournament means nothing. Like,
no, it doesn't. It doesn't to me either. But didn't we get into this discussion like a week ago, 2 weeks ago, about the whole name? I mean, it's important to people. The March Madness. Now it's like everything seems to be later and later, and you're going to push it back even further. I like what you're saying about when you start it, but I would like it to actually be where the tournament was all in March. But then again, you'd have to start the season probably mid-October. So I'd go earlier, and that's not going to work out. So I kind of like your premise of starting it later, but I don't want the postseason to be pushed back any later where it's ending in late April.
And maybe with college basketball too. I mean, I do see what these the tournaments around Thanksgiving holiday that they like to do, and I get that. So maybe that kind of is your season opening thing. Mm-hmm. You kind of do that weekend of those tournaments and various stuff for some teams. That kind of opens up the season, but then the regular games kind of start the following week, the first week of December.
Okay. Question 2, we've kind of thrown this around a little bit, all of us. Do you think there should be a minimum amount of games played for teams to qualify for selection for this year's college football playoff?
Well, I mean, yeah, there has to be some minimum, but I don't know what that number. Like, you can't play 2 games and say we're qualified.
Well, what about 5? And how do you compare a team that's played 10 to a team that's played 6?
Part of that's going to depend on who those 5 or 6 were against. Like if you didn't play anybody good in your 5 or 6, well then that's going to be taken into consideration. If those 5 games were all against other really good opponents, okay, we can kind of judge that you're pretty darn good if you beat all of those teams. It's just that this year it's hard to set any hard standard and say this is what it's got to be in a year that is just strange to begin with. And I mean, the teams are setting out with the schedule of different number of games. So I don't. To me, as long as it isn't necessarily the number of games, it's who are those games against? Is there enough games against quality competition that we feel we can actually, that the committee can make a good judgment of what you are as a team?
So criteria is basically out the window this year.
Yes,
this is all going to be the thoughts of those people behind closed doors, and who knows if they'll even be together. They'll probably be separate, and it'll be Zoom meetings to decide.
Yeah, I mean it's going
to be their gut feeling basically.
Well, again, I mean they're going to have to do the best they can based off some limit. When you do the fact that you don't have any really cross-conference games to judge by, that alone makes it very difficult. So, yeah, it's going to be it's not an easy task for them at all. But they'll just have to try and figure out the best they can. If one team played 6 games and they're 6-0, but all 6 games were against ranked opponents, well, then that's still pretty darn good.
All right, final thing for you. Give me a yes or a no if these things are going to happen. Mike Trout will play in a World Series.
No.
The Greek Freak will play in an NBA Final.
Yes.
This is a little morbid, I apologize. Jerry Jones gets another Super Bowl win before he dies.
No.
Penny coaches in the Final Four.
No.
Tiger Woods wins another major.
Yes.
Ooh.
I still think he's got another Masters in him.
Greg Marshall coaches Wichita State this season.
The full season or just like one game?
He coaches the full season.
No. It's like if Pat Chambers is stepping down at Penn State, like there was a lot less stuff
with Penn State
from his.
Yes, right.
Now, granted, and this is him stepping down and saying, like, listen, I'm basically just removing himself from the situation.
But who cares about Penn State basketball? They care about Wichita State basketball. The Koch brothers care about Wichita State basketball. There's a lot more people. It's a lot more.
But that would be. It's easier to like not even really care what he was doing. Like you just say, like, yeah, okay, we did an investigation. We don't find it's fine. All's good.
Yes, and they may do that after it's all said and done.
Well, no, but they would have. I mean, if he stepped down, he saw what was coming. He didn't
Chambers. No, I'm talking about with Marshall.
No, I'm saying for Penn State, because nobody cares about their basketball. It's easy to just like, yeah, we don't really give crap what's going on there. Like,
let it slide.
So
okay.
we just want to leave that alone.
But you can't.
He's actually having some success, and like, let's just keep that where it is because we don't need to mess with it. It's hard to hire a head coach for basketball.
No, but Eli, it's Penn State. You can't do it though. You
can't
do it.
Wichita State, it is your glamour program. You can't have your glamour program have all these accusations.
Yes, but you can't have anything now at Penn State because of what happened with Sandusky. So I don't care. I don't care if it's the field hockey coach. For goodness sakes, you can't have any scandal. You can't. If something is wrong, if there's improprieties, the coaches need to do the right thing, or they need to make the move and fire the coaches if the evidence is there. But your point about Wichita State, yes, it's way more of a marquee program than Penn State basketball. Man, it'll be interesting. I thought by now the Will Wade thing would happen. Maybe even Bill Self at Kansas. Maybe they're coming down the pike, but I don't know. But this Greg Marshall thing, especially now you have the Winthrop players jumping in to go along with what's happened at Wichita State.
There's a whole lot of smoke for there not to be a fire.
Right. Hour 2, we'll kick things off with our 5 favorite songs. Then the Tiger Football Report. Ryan Silverfield joins us at 11:45. At 12:05, Temple quarterback Anthony Russo. I guarantee you, he's going to say Magnifico didn't make the catch last year. This is Middays on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1 and 98.5 FM.
You don't think about a lawyer until something goes wrong. When that happens, let attorney Stephen Leffler fight for you and your family. You don't leave the house in the morning expecting an accident, but it happens every day. A car wreck, you slip and fall, or you get accused of a crime and find yourself fighting for your reputation. Stephen Leffler has been fighting for you for over 35 years. Don't do it alone. Let Stephen Leffler fight your battles for you. Call Stephen Leffler, 901-527-8830, or go to LefflerLaw.com. Here to fight for you and your loved ones.
Geico presents Monster Counseling.
Dracula, tell me how you're feeling.
No one understands how lonely it is. No one will even let me into their house. I knock and I knock, but they ignore me.
Uh-huh. What else?
I look in the mirror and I don't even see myself anymore.
If you don't see yourself clearly, can you really expect others to?
I'm having a breakthrough.
It's not easy to be a vampire, but with Geico, it's super easy to switch and save hundreds on your car insurance.
Water damage to your home or business can be an absolute nightmare. And the faster you remove the standing water, the faster you can prevent secondary damage. Landmark Construction and Emergency Services specializes in water extraction. They have been a trusted name in the Mid-South for over 20 years. They are a Memphis-based company ready to serve your needs with their 24-hour emergency response. They are always on call and will respond within an hour. They work with most insurance companies and are the official restoration contractor of the Memphis Tigers home team. Landmark Construction and Emergency Services can't prevent disasters in your home and at your business, but their water damage team will certainly respond quickly to minimize and restore the damage. Call 901-452-0390. That's 901-452-0390 or online at landmarkco.org.
Get your gun, Nelly, and saddle up Penelope. It's Western Trading Days at Sunrise Buick GMC. Old-time trading prices on over 800 new Buicks and GMCs, and the Sunrise Used Car Corral has over 150 in stock. Sunrise has rustled up a good-looking herd of cars and trucks under $99.95. Ranch managers have been told to cut prices to the bone. If you're a good person with bad credit, SunriseMemphis.com will help put your brand on one of these little fillies. Come on in and save some money during Western Trading Days at Sunrise. Covington Pike, Wolf Chase, and Collierville. Cars cost less at Sunrise, partner.
Progressive presents The Sounds of the Old World.
The year is 2019, and someone is waiting for the previews to start in a movie theater.
Hey, you want anything? Popcorn? Soda? No, nothing?
This has been The Sounds of the Old World. Brought to you by Progressive, where drivers can still switch and save like it's 2019.
Quote today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
I'm a big fan of Town Village, and there is always something to do year-round. Nestled in the heart of East Memphis, located corner Park and Cherry, is a beautiful residential neighborhood. Looking for a great place to retire, but you still have a very active lifestyle? Then visit Town Village. Only requirements that you're 55 plus. Prices per month starting at $24.50. The Gourmet Chef welcomes you to visit our restaurant and bistro. Package includes 3 complimentary meals per day, maid service, free local transportation, monthly coffee club, themed dinner parties, lots of fun. Visit us and call Daniel or Bo at Town Village Audubon Park at 901-374-7342. There's no place like home. Town Village Audubon Park.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis, W253DF Memphis, WPGFLP Memphis, and WIVG Tunica Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations.
Now, back to Sports 56 Middays. This hour is brought to you by Window Genie. Here once again are Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
Fashion, turn to the left, fashion, turn to the right.
Hour number 2 here on Sports 56 Middays, the Monday, make that the Thursday, October 22nd, 2020 edition of the show. Greg Gaston, Eli Savoy, Gabe Kuhn. We're in the Family Leisure Studios where family and fun come together. Family Leisure, 2120 Whitten Road, just north of I-40. The world's biggest spa sale going on right now at Family Leisure. Make sure to stop by, check out the great spas, pick up an official Sports 56 mask while supplies last. The second hour of the program is also brought to you by the Window Genie, a trusted name in window cleaning, but they do so much more. In fact, I'll tell you everything they do a little bit later on in the hour. But right now, let's have some fun with our 5 favorite songs.
Five favorite songs.
All right, so we do this every single day. If you're tuning in for the first time, we give you a topic the day before, and you come up with 5 songs that fit that topic. And then you send them in to us via the First Bank text line at 67129. If you're watching us live, you can message us with those lists at Sports56 WHBQ on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, and Instagram. Today, the topic is the word give or giving. So you need that word in the title of your songs. I'm going to go first today. Then we'll go Eli and Gabe, and then you. So let's get started. Give or giving. Number 5, Give a Little Bit by Supertramp. Number 4, You Give Love a Bad Name, Bon Jovi, which has been on a list before for me, and I wasn't going to put it on via the Savoy rule, but I decided it's too good a song not to have them on my list. But there was a couple others that I could have included that I've had before on other lists. Number 3, You Get What You Give by the New Radicals. Number 2, Gimme All Your Lovin' by ZZ Top. And here's my number 1. No, it's not. This isn't it.
Oh, only right. It was only right. It was only right. We have to wait till he sings.
Oh, come on.
Now since I played it, we have to wait.
Very good choice at number 1.
You rickrolled me.
You kind of look like Rick Astley, Greg.
What do you mean I look like Rick Astley?
I'm joking.
Oh, good job, Gabe. Good job. All right, play my real number 1, please.
Oh, that was good.
When I came home last night, you wouldn't make love to me. You went fast asleep. You wouldn't even talk to me. You say I'm so crazy. Coming home intoxicated. I say I just wanna love you. I just wanna love you, baby. Guess that's why I'm so elated. Come on, girl. Give it to me, baby.
Oh, the late great Rick James. Give it to me, baby. My number one.
Great choice. Great choice.
Thank you.
I didn't know you were a Rick James fan.
Oh, gosh, yeah. Rick James. I can't finish what I want to say.
I didn't know you were a Rick Astley fan. Good choice.
Nice job, Rick
Can't
Rowland.
believe you had a tie at number one. That's a weird thing.
That is weird. All right, so who did I say second? Eli? Go ahead.
All right, number 5 for me. I believe it was your number 5 as well. Give a Little Bit by Supertramp. Number 4, Give It Away by Red Hot Chili Peppers. Number 3, Give Me One Reason, Tracy Chapman. Number 2, I did put You Give Love a Bad Name on my list. I had it at number 1 not long ago on the name list, but it's such a great song that I've got to include it on this one. I didn't want to put it at number 1 again, but it's got to be back on the list because that's just a fantastic song by Bon Jovi there. And then number 1, a different version of a song, or has the same title, but is a completely different song from another one on my list.
She was storming through the house that day, and I could tell she was leaving. And I thought, oh, she'll be back, till she turned around and pointed at the wall and said, that picture from our honeymoon, that night in Frisco Bay, just give it away. She said, give it away. And that big 4-poster king-size bed where so much love was made, just give it away. She said, just give it away.
The great George Strait.
Just give it away.
His version of Give It Away, much different than the Red Hot Chili Peppers' Give It Away. Two completely different songs. But both good songs.
Both good, yes.
Both very good songs.
I normally can't tell the difference when I see Flea in his diaper and George Strait. I'm like, wait, which one is Flea? Which one is George Strait?
Yeah, they are. That's a different song, but good nonetheless.
All right, Gabe.
My turn. Okay, well, I'm going to go with a honorable mention today. It's Greg's real number 1 song, Never Gonna Give You Up by Rick Astley. That's
by the way,
that's been an honorable mention before.
By the way, I have no problem with Rick Astley. I don't care what anybody says. He didn't make my list. I got no problem with the 2 or 3 songs that he had that were hits and they were huge at the time when they came out. I got no problems.
Did you put him on? Did you have his song?
Wait. There's 2 or 3 songs. I only know that one.
No, he has a few. He has a few songs.
Yeah,
he does.
I could not name another song. I don't know.
I'll have to look it up, but he
sure
does have a few.
I'm sure he does have something.
Got no problems.
Did you have him on your never list?
I think I did. I think I had. That's why I didn't want to include it on this one, but I thought there were too many good giving songs that I had to put on this list. So, and I couldn't keep off the Bon Jovi tune, You Give Love a Bad Name. It was just too good. But, yeah, I'll look that up. But Astley, I got no problems with Rick Astley.
I'll start with number 5, Give a Little Bit by Supertramp. Then 4 and 3, a little funk flavor for you. Give Up the Funk by Parliament. And then 3, Greg's actual number 1 song, Give It to Me, Baby, by Rick James.
Is the Parliament song, is that We Got the Funk?
Yeah.
Better have some fun.
But it's called Give Up the Funk.
Give Up the Funk. Okay, that's a good song. Good choice there.
2, You Give Love a Bad Name, Bon Jovi. Surprised neither of you had it on your list.
I did.
We both had it
on. Oh, you both had it on your list?
Yes.
God, I don't listen. I cannot
listen. Yeah, because
listen.
you're trying to find Rick Astley to rickroll me.
Yeah,
you're not paying
I had
attention.
it at number 2 on my list. I said I would have been number 1, but I've had it.
Well, then we agree. We agree.
Recently.
We agree then at number 2.
Yes.
But my number 1, you already mentioned it. Give It Away, Red Hot Chili Peppers. See, I'm glad we get to hear the difference between the George Strait version and the Red Hot Chili Peppers
a little bit different
version.
Slight differences. Just you got to really listen closely. to be able to tell they're different songs.
I wanted
to
get this song on my list. It just
gosh, guys, I need to clean my ears, man. So
did not make it.
So I can hear that y'all had Bon Jovi on your
Rick Astley, another one of his songs was "Together Forever." You know that song, "Together Forever and Ever."
Oh,
you've heard that.
Gracious.
Play that song, could you, Gabe? "Together Forever," Rick Astley.
I would say leave it to him to sing it, but I honestly don't want to hear him sing it now. But I'll look at.
I certainly don't want to hear Greg sing it again. That's for darn sure. I know the song he's talking about. I just
he's had a few. He's had a few songs.
Man, that was rough.
You got it. All right, play a little Astley.
We're really playing 2 Rick Astley songs today.
Sounds exactly the same. This is the same song.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
It's the same music.
I mean, he was huge for about a year.
And he lost a bunch of weight.
I mean, what do we call this genre of music? It's probably my
red-haired rock.
Red-haired rock.
Rick Astley.
Wait till he gets to the main verse here, the chorus, rather. Everybody at home now.
You can't tell me Andy Dalton is not related to Rick Astley.
Very nice.
Is Dustin May?
Sammy Hagar? The Red Rocker?
All right. Where do we go from there? We've played 2 Rick Astley songs.
There's nothing wrong with Rick Astley. All right, so what do we got?
And they sound the same. I mean, seriously, that is the same exact style.
Very little difference, yes. He's got the same track. He just changes the words over the top of it. He doesn't even have a band. He just has one track. Just keep playing that, and I'll come up with different words for it. Let's start on Facebook. John, you give love a bad name. Give it away, Red Hot Chili Peppers. Give a little bit. Give, or What You Give by Tesla. And Give Me One Reason by Tracy Chapman. Honorable mention to Giving the Dog a Bone by AC/DC. Bobby, Giving It Up for Love, Delbert McClinton. Give My Love to Rose, Johnny Cash. Give Me One Reason. Give Me Back My Bullets, Leonard Skinner. And number 1, Give It Away, George Strait. Honorable mention to Give Me 5 More Minutes by Lawrence Welk. Billy, Never Never Gonna Give You Up by Barry White.
Good song.
Give a Cowboy a Kiss, Cody Johnson. Give It All We Got Tonight, George Strait. Give Me Back My Hometown, Eric Church. And Give Heaven Some Hell by Hardy. Honorable mention to Something's Gotta Give by Bing Crosby. Andrew, Give Me Your Eyes, Brandon Heath. You Give Love a Bad Name. Give It Away, George Strait version. You Give Me Something, James Morrison. And number 1, Never Gonna Give You Up by Mr. Astley. There you go. Andrew's got it at number 1. Him and Greg.
I do not have him on my list, but I don't mind the song at all.
Somebody texted and said that genre is called crapola. I tend to agree. I believe if you look that up, that might be the actual official genre.
That's
of that.
funny.
Let's see. Carolyn, number 5, Give You Hell by the All-American Rejects. Number 4, Give Up on Us, Hoodie Allen. You're Giving Me Some Other Love by Penny and the Quarters. Got to Give It Up by Marvin Gaye at number 2.
Good song.
And number 1, Giving You the Best I Got, Anita Baker. Honorable mention to Giving Him Something He Can Feel by Aretha. Cover also by In Vogue. Zed, honorable mention to Don't Give Up on Us, David
Soul.
Hutch from Starsky and Hutch.
Starsky and Hutch.
Number 5, Give Up the Funk. Number 4, Give a Little Bit. Number 3, Give Me One Reason. Number 2, Give Me the Beat Boys by the Doobie Brothers. Isn't that the one? Was that the song we had a debate about? No.
No, it wasn't that song.
What was the song we had a debate about?
Oh, gosh, I forget.
Number 1, Give It Away.
No, wait, that is the one we had.
Is it?
Debate because that's who sings that?
It's not the Doobie Brothers, right?
It's Drift Away.
The
song.
Doobie Gray.
They're singing Drift Away.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. Yes. That's right. Yeah,
That's
I was
funny.
thinking that was. I was thinking that was something to do with that song. That's
No,
right.
you're right.
The song that I originally thought was made by Uncle Cracker. Yeah, that one.
Zed's got Red Hot Chili Peppers. Give It Away at number 1. Bubba, number 5. Give Me Some Lovin'. Spencer Davis Group.
Good song.
Number 4, Give Me That Girl, Joe Nichols. Number 3, Give Me Back My Bullets, Leonard Skinner. Number 3, Give Me 3 Steps, Leonard Skinner. Now, I guess, I'll let you get away with Gimme. Gimme.
For Give Me 3 Steps.
That's close enough to give.
Mm-hmm.
It means,
I didn't even think about
means
songs.
Give me, so,
right.
Number 1, Give Me Shelter by the Rolling Stones.
Yeah, say if I went the gimme list, Give Me 3 Steps probably was on my list then.
Starsky checks in. Give the Po Man a Break by Fatboy Slim. I'll give you my moonshine if you show me your jugs. By
jeez,
Fusty Lugs and the Wagon Wheels. The hell is Starsky's got some weird
That's
artists.
Starsky's band.
Starsky must have the band. Yeah.
Fusty Lugs.
You Give Love a Bad Name. Give a Little Bit and Give It All We Got Tonight by George Strait. Hutch. Number 5, Don't Give Up on Me, Jason Aldean. Give My Love to Rose, Johnny Cash. You Are Giving Me Some Other Love by Penny and the Quarters. Give In to Me by Garrett Hedlund and Leighton Meester. The hell? Number 1, Don't Give Me No Bammer Weed by RBL Posse. I don't know where these people are coming up from with this stuff. Starsky and Hutch got some weird artists out there. Downtown Leo, You Get What You Give, New Radicals.
Yep, it's on my list.
Giving the Dog a Bone, AC/DC. Give Me Love, George Harrison. Give Peace a Chance, Plastic Ono Band. And Give a Little Bit by Supertramp. Downtown, that was Downtown Leo. Let's see here. Number 5, Give Me Just a Little More Time by Chairman of the Board.
Yeah, really good song. Give me just a little more time. Yeah.
Number 4, Give Me All Your Lovin', ZZ Top. Number 3, Give Me a Little Sign by Brenton Wood. Number 2, Give It to Me, Jay Giles Band. And number 1, Giving It Up for Your Love by Delbert McClinton.
No name on that one?
No. Ray and Cordova. Honorable mention, Give It to Me, Baby. Number 5, Giving It Up for Your Love, Delbert McClinton. Number 4, Give Me Some Lovin', Spencer Davis Group. Number 3, Give It Up, Casey and the Sunshine Band. Number 2, Give Me All Your Lovin', ZZ Top. And number 1, Give a Little Bit. Bobby in Midtown. Honorable mention, Give Me a Highway by John Kilzer. Number 5, Give It Everything You Got, Edgar Winter's White Trash. Number 4, Give It to Me, Baby. Number 3, Got to Give It Up by Marvin Gaye. Number 2, Give Me Back My Wig by Hound Dog Taylor. Oh, Hound Dog Taylor. Number 1,
I have his greatest hits album.
My Baby Gives It Away by Pete Townsend and Ronnie Lane. And I believe that is all of them.
All right. So for tomorrow, the topic is King or Queen. King, Queen, in the title of your song as we do 5 favorite songs tomorrow.
Can't be the band title.
No, don't give me all of like Freddie Mercury and Queen songs. No, it's got to be the word Queen or the word King in the title of your song. Hey, Tennessee, sports betting is almost here, and FanDuel Sportsbook is giving you an exclusive offer to get started. Right now, FanDuel Sportsbook is giving their users $50 in free bets just for signing up. You heard that right. They're giving you $50 in free site credit to register and verify early, no deposit required. FanDuel is America's #1 sports betting site for a reason. They've got odds on all the biggest sports and a simple, intuitive app that makes it easy to find the bet you're looking for and then lock it in, like tonight's Giants-Eagles game. And unlike other sports books, once you win, FanDuel gets you your cash in as little as 24 hours. Why? Well, it's the right thing to do. But right now, the right thing for you to do is download the FanDuel Sportsbook app and check out their fantastic app for yourself. Just be sure to sign up and register using promo code GASMAN so they know we sent you. When you verify your account, you'll receive $50 in site credit when FanDuel Sportsbook is live. That's promo code GASMAN to get $50 in site credit when FanDuel Sportsbook goes live, and that's soon. Must be 21 or older and present in Tennessee. Site credit is non-withdrawable and expires 7 days after receipt. Terms apply. See sportsbook.fanduel.com for details. For problem gambling support, call 1-800-889-9789.
Did you have ZZ Top on your list, Craig?
I did. ZZ Top was number 2. Give me all your lovin'.
That's a gimme. That's a gimme.
Yeah, so I must have. I was like rolling through lists and looking at gives and givings, and I probably just saw that and just didn't even think about it. But yeah, I think that's fine, right? I mean, you said it was fine. So gimme, give, or giving. So
it's fine.
Yeah, but Gimme 3 Steps is another one that I didn't even think about. That was a song that I would certainly consider being on my list. But that was a good list, good topic today. All right, when we return, we're going to talk a little Tigers Temple. It's our Tiger football report. This is Sports 56 Middays on Real Sports Talk. Sports 56, 96.1, and 98.5.
Same great shows.
We welcome you back to Sports 56 Middays.
What's up? It's Sports 56 Happy Hour.
A new spot on the FM dial. Check out Sports 56 on our new FM home at 98.5.
Summertime and the living is easy. No more cutting or paying utilities. Literally, you guys, Town Village Audubon Park, nestled in the heart of East Memphis, located corner of Park and Cherry, is a beautiful residential neighborhood. Looking for a great place to retire, but you still have a very active lifestyle? Then visit Town Village. Only requirements that you're 55 plus. Prices per month starting at $24.50. The Gourmet Chef welcomes you to visit our restaurant and bistro. Package includes 3 complimentary meals per day, maid service, free local transportation, monthly coffee club, themed dinner parties, lots of fun. Visit us and call Daniel or Bo at Town Village Audubon Park at 901-374-7342. There's no place like home. Town Village Audubon Park.
We are Real Sports Talk. Sports 56 WHBQ. Available on your radio dial at 560 AM, 98.5 FM, and 96.1 FM. As well as online around the world at sports56whbq.com. Take us with you everywhere on your phone or tablet by downloading the Sports 56 app. And at home, tell Google or Alexa to play Sports 56. Wherever you are, stay tuned to Real Sports Talk. Sports 56, 98.5, and 96.1.
Chad Gatlin is your Mid-South Farmers agent, and he's easy to find. Just go to memphisfarmers.com to get a fast quote or call his office at 901-237-1176. And during this wild time we're all facing, know Chad has you covered. Whether you need to file a claim, get a quote, or just talk about what he can do to give you the absolute best coverage at the best price. Chad is a Memphis man and knows the area and that everyone is different, and he will work to make sure you have everything you need and nothing you don't. Get a fast quote at memphisfarmers.com or call 901-235-1176.
Hey everybody, this is Coach Penny Hardaway. When I want to throw a party for friends or family, I want it to be a taste of Memphis, and that means Corky's Barbecue. Order online or call ahead and pick up at their speedy drive-thru. And be sure to tell them that Penny sent you.
Order the ultimate taste of Corky's and get a free rack of ribs with your mail order. Just put Sidelines in the promo code. Get meat, ribs, barbecue baked beans, Corky sauce, dry rub seasoning, and a pie, all for just $99.99. Put Sidelines in the mail order as your promo code, and the free rack of ribs is added automatically.
Election Day is November 3rd. If you plan to vote by mail, plan ahead at usps.com/votinginfo. There you will find helpful resources, such as guidance for successfully using the mail, links to find your state's rules and deadlines, information for military and overseas voters, and more. The U.S. Postal Service is ready to deliver for you. Make sure you're ready too. Start today at usps.com/votinginfo.
Looking for some action on your favorite games? Action247.com is at your service. Action 24/7 free-to-play games are brought to you by Tennesseans for Tennesseans. Come play with us online at action247.com. Our free-to-play games are fun and easy. Go to action247.com and click Let's Play. And best of all, you can win cash prizes. That's right, cash prizes. Free to play online at action247.com. You got action.
Now, Back to Sports 56 Middays. This hour is brought to you by Window Genie. Here once again are Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
She got a roof and don't leak.
It is time for our Tiger football report as we take a look at the matchup this week for the Tigers. That happens to be against the Temple Owls. Our Tiger football report brought to you by Paradise Cafe, A&J's Catfish Restaurant, Collierville Auto Center, Ben Swinger Glass, Central Barbecue, and South Hall Cafe. You can find South Hall Cafe right there at Poplar and Mendenhall for some delicious, just good old down-home Southern cooking there at South Hall Cafe. Go check them out. New place there at Poplar and Mendenhall. It is the Tigers, 2-1 on the year, 1-1 in conference play, taking on the Temple Owls, who have played 2 games. Both of them have been in conference play. They suffered a 2-point loss to Navy and picked up a 2-point win against USF. The game will be at 11 o'clock on Saturday morning at the Liberty Bowl. It is an ESPN Plus television game. Memphis trails the all-time series against Temple. They've only played 5 times. The Tigers are 2-3. Of course, that includes last year's controversial loss, which was the only regular season loss for the Tigers last year, on the disputed catch or no catch by Joey Magnifico that decided the outcome of that one. The good news for the Tigers, neither team has ever won consecutive games in this series, so they are due for the win. Now, it's bad news for next year. But for this year, it's good news because they are due for the win against Temple as they have alternated wins throughout the series history. These two teams also have had one of these two teams has played in every American Conference Championship game. How about that?
I did not know that.
That's that. How about that? Temple played the first 2. Memphis has played in the last 3. The Tigers have won 11 straight home games. 27 of their last 30 at home, including last week's historic victory over UCF 50-49. Temple comes in off that win last week. They knocked off USF by a final score of 39-37. Ryan Silverfield in his first year at the helm of the Tigers. Rod Carey is in his second year at Temple. Previously was the coach at Northern Illinois before coming to Philadelphia to coach the Owls. The Tigers offense comes in number 9 in the country, averaging over 500 yards per game. 501.5 yards per game for this Tiger offense, which is, again, in the top 10 in the country. Brady White, coming off one of the best games any quarterback in Memphis history has ever had, with 486 yards and 6 touchdowns and a touchdown run against UCF. That performance got him the Maxwell Award National Player of the Week honors. He was co-offensive player of the week in the American Athletic Conference. He is now 4th in the country in yards per game this year at 354. He's tied for 5th in touchdowns with 13. He's completed 69.8% of his passes for 1,062 yards, 13 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions on the year. He moved into 3rd all-time in passing yards at Memphis last week. He needs 491 to pass Paxton Lynch for 2nd place. He's already 2nd in touchdown passes. He needs 9 more to catch Danny Wimprine for number 1 all-time in that category. So Brady White continues to climb up the various leaderboards in the history of the University of Memphis.
Yet some people still treat him like Rick Astley.
Yes. I mean, he's in all likelihood going to end up number 1 in basically every statistical category.
Sensational.
Especially, and if and I don't think he would, but if he decided to take advantage of the ability to come back next year and have another year, my goodness, he could put these records out of reach for somebody. I mean, to a point where, like, the Wimprine number was very high yardage-wise, and you're like, man, I don't know if anybody could ever get there. Like, he would have a chance to put it so far out of reach that it would be almost impossible to catch up with. The Temple offense, they average 411 yards per game, 34th in the country. Their quarterback is Anthony Russo, who will join us coming up in our next hour. He also has put in a lot of time and is climbing their career stat leaderboards. He needs 1 touchdown and 68 yards to move into 3rd place in both categories on Temple's all-time list. Threw for 270 yards and 4 touchdowns last week. On the season, he's completing nearly 71% of his passes. He's at 70.8% completions for 476 yards, 5 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. Their offensive line has done a great job. He has not been sacked at all in their first 2 games. They have not allowed a sack yet this season. The Memphis receiving corps, they took a big hit, of course, last week with the departure of DeMonte Coxie. But against UCF, Calvin Austin and Taj Washington stepped up, both had big days. Austin, 9 catches, 151, 2 touchdowns. Washington, 7 for 131. And then Sean Dykes continued his outstanding year. 6 more catches for him for 57 yards and a touchdown. And Javon Ivory, who stepped in that position for Coxie, also added 4 catches for 88 yards and a touchdown. For the year now, Dykes leading the team, 22 catches, 279 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Austin, 18 catches, 240 yards, and he is tied with Dykes with the 4 touchdowns. Now, the Tigers face a Temple defense that is number 1 in the nation against the pass, averaging 144 yards per game allowed. That, however, is a little deceiving because they've only played 2 games. One of those was against Navy, who only attempted 2 passes in the game.
Right.
So that's
when you can throw the numbers out the window.
Yeah, that stat means very little in this one. But if you just look at it, it is the number 1 pass defense in the nation versus the last pass defense in the nation in this game because the Tigers are last. But yeah, it's that number a little deceiving for Temple through just 2 games. Russo's top targets, number 5, Jaden Blue, 14 catches, 100 yards, 2 touchdowns. Number 0, Randall Jones, leads team in yardage, 129 yards on 12 receptions, 1 touchdown. And number 1, Brandon Mack, 10 catches for 109 yards and 2 touchdowns. It is noteworthy, by the way, that those 3 leading receivers all wear single-digit numbers because that is a thing at Temple, that the single-digit numbers are an honor given to the guys deemed by the other members of the team as the toughest players on the team. So it is quite an honor to be given one of the single-digit numbers. All 3 of their top receivers wear single-digit numbers, so they are considered 3 of the toughest guys on the team. The Memphis pass defense, as I mentioned, last among all teams that have played, and they're last by a large margin. They're allowing now 458 yards per game through the air.
Jeez.
The next worst team, the next to last team, LSU, averages 380 yards per game allowed. There's a 78-yard difference between the Tigers and any other team in the country in pass defense.
So you don't want to come out and run the ball against the Tigers, do you?
I would think an offensive coordinator would look at that number and say, you know what, maybe we should throw the ball. 458 passing yards a game they're giving up.
I'm sure Niumatalolo is devising a game plan for weeks from now to start chucking the ball all around the field.
You would think. You would just say, man, they don't cover anybody apparently. Running the ball. The Memphis running offense, number 14 in the nation with 214 yards per game. So with Brady White putting up all his big numbers, they're still number 14 in the nation running the ball as well. Drake Clark leading the way, 315 yards and a touchdown. Kylan Watkins, 184 yards. Brady White is 3rd on the team in rushing yards with 76, and he has the only one of the only 2 rushing touchdowns. Drake Clark has 1. Brady White has 1. They only have 2 of their 15 touchdowns they've scored this year that have come on the ground. Temple, number 61 against the run, giving up 197 yards per game. But again, that's kind of distorted the other way. When you've only played 2 games, one of them is Navy. You know Navy's going to run the ball against them. So that's a little bit distorted as well. Their running back is Ramon Davis. Leads the nation in carries per game. He's got 48 carries in their 2 games. That's 180 yards and a touchdown. And Russo, the quarterback, leads the team in rushing touchdowns with 2. The Memphis run defense, 28th in the country against the run. Not quite as bad. 132 yards per game allowed running the ball for the opponents of the Tigers. But again, teams have been throwing the ball all over them. So overall, defensively, Memphis averaging 590 yards per game allowed, which, of course, is last in the nation. And Ole Miss is second to last in that category. So they're behind a couple of SEC teams, Ole Miss and LSU, in bad defenses.
Yeah, so you can, pretty much a 90-minute drive between the two teams that are the worst in the whole entire nation.
590 yards allowed. That is, man, that's a tough number.
Yeah, that's a little scary for Mike McIntyre in his first year as the defensive coordinator.
That's not one you want to put on the resume. Look at us. We're giving up 590 yards per game. Quindell Johnson leading the team in tackles, 26. O'Brien Goodson leading the team in tackles for loss with 4 and sacks with 3. The Temple defense, 13th overall in the nation, giving up 311 yards per game. Linebacker number 8, Isaiah Graham Mobley, leads the team with 19 tackles. Defensive end number 7, Arnold Ebiketie, leads the team in tackles for loss. He has 4.5. They do not have an interception in their first 2 games. They have recovered 3 fumbles. Both teams are dead even in turnover margin this year. Both have turned it over as many times as they have forced turnovers from their opponents. In the special teams, both teams with a good, accurate kickers. Riley Patterson with a much bigger leg. Will Mobley, the Temple kicker, 3 of 4 on the year. His long is only 26 yards. For his career, he's 25 out of 33, but a long of just 44. He is 96 out of 100 on point after touchdowns in his career. Riley Patterson also 3 for 4 this year, but his long is 56, that school record that he kicked against SMU, and in his career is 52 out of 65. My favorite random fact about Temple and this team is I guess he's their third-string quarterback. He will not play. He hasn't played yet this year anyway. Real Mitchell. Real Mitchell, you may know him if you watch the show on Netflix, QB1, Beyond the Lights. He was featured in that.
Oh, wow.
He's an Iowa State transfer. But that's not the cool part. His mom and dad were both on television. His mom played Blaze in American Gladiators.
I think I remember this now. Okay.
She was Blaze in American Gladiators. His dad, I've never heard of this show, Knights and Warriors. Apparently it was like a similar thing to American Gladiators, but like a medieval setting. Mm-hmm. His dad was in that as Nightmare. So his dad is Nightmare, his mom is Blaze.
So he better be a hell of an athlete.
And then he was on a Netflix series. So there's a lot of TV. He may turn out to be a heck of an actor because it's been a lot of TV in his family and for him already. But yeah, that's Real Mitchell, who again will not play in this game. I would expect at least he has not played in the first 2. So but hey, anytime you got an American Gladiators tie in your past,
it's a cool story.
If I'm them, I hope they have one of those tennis ball guns that they used on American Gladiators at the house. If there's one thing that I would want, if my mom used to be on American Gladiator, I was like, you got to give me one of those tennis ball guns, and we're going to have some fun shooting at each other.
There's been a lot of shows that are very similar. Some are pretty good now that are on the air, but nothing can come close, in my opinion, to the original. That's the American Gladiators.
Oh, American Gladiators was fun stuff with Mike Adamley, one of the announcers on that. I remember for that. Paradise Cafe, one of the sponsors of our Tiger Football Report. Homemade soups, fresh salads. It's all about fresh when you're talking about Paradise Cafe, which is located in the Regalia Shopping Center at Poplar and Ridgeway. 4 different kinds of chicken salad. I've told you about the shrimp salad they have. They serve that on a croissant. That sandwich is absolutely amazing. They've got their homemade pimento cheese, signature turkey burger, fresh cut, hand-selected fruit served every day, fresh desserts like their homemade cookies and brownies, chocolate chip cookie that is absolutely to die for. This weather we've been having, they got the great little patio area there that you can sit in as well. All kinds of great stuff, great fresh food. They're open for lunch 10:30 to 2:30 Monday through Saturday. Also, Collierville Auto Center, if you're looking for an automobile, go see them. Collierville Auto Center is where Highway 72 meets Poplar in Collierville. Online at ColliervilleAutoCenter.com. 853-0240 is the phone number for Collierville Auto Center. Also, Binswanger Glass, Central Barbecue, A&J's Catfish Restaurant, and South Hall Cafe.
Tiger Football Report continues with Coach Ryan Silverfield. He's next. This is Sports 56 Middays.
Start your day the right way with Peter Edmiston and Anthony Sane on Sports 56 Mornings. Weekdays from 7 to 10 on Sports 56, 98.5 FM, and 96.1 FM.
Looking for a great place to deposit your money? Try First Bank. Competitive CD rates, a money market that moves with Wall Street prime and interest-bearing checking account options. Not to mention their friendly bankers who make decisions locally. To find out more, stop by one of First Bank's 3 local branches. 6482 Poplar Avenue, just east of International Paper. 8398 Highway 64 across from Wolf Chase. And 6280 Highway 64 in Oakland. Or visit firstbankonline.com. Member FDIC.
Is your wife asking you to stop eating junk food? Well, we have you covered at Humdinger's. It's quick and it's healthy, and most important, it tastes amazing. With many choices from salmon salad to rainbow trout and grilled asparagus. Come visit us for lunch at Humdinger's, 6300 Poplar Avenue. So good, Coach Penny eats with us weekly. Don't forget, Humdinger's offers full-service catering for weddings, social events, or your corporate lunches. You can call 901-260-8292 to find out more.
If ever there was a time for comfort food, this is it. And there's no comfort food like Sunrise on Jefferson. Fresh-made breakfast featuring Sunrise's signature homemade square biscuits or the huge selection of hot, fresh, and fast lunch items are all part of what has always made Sunrise the most comforting of comfort foods in Memphis. Of course, everything that can be done to keep you and the staff safe at Sunrise is a top priority. And you can always order ahead and get delicious Sunrise to go. At a time this confusing, it's good to know there's one thing you can count on: Sunrise.
Hey, Dave Woloshin here. I want to talk to you about my good friends at PrestoShutters.com. They're open right now, and prices don't get any cheaper for window replacement, window treatments, exterior shutters, inside plantation shutters, roller shades, blinds, whatever window fashion you need, they've got. Amazing deep discounts, including installation. Everything you need is American-made. Visit PrestoShutters.com or call them at 901-244-7484. That's 901-244-7484.
Ever wonder just how far an extra mile really goes? Drive a Mercedes-Benz van and find out. Start with a network of over 250 authorized dealerships backed by a sales force ready to help you with everything from customization to service on vans like the Mercedes-Benz Sprinter that's tailored to your lifestyle, with options like blind spot assist and MBUX voice command for spoken directions, weather, and more.
The route is being calculated.
So whether you're enjoying life on the trail or working hard on the job, see how far an extra mile can really go by taking the first step into an authorized Mercedes-Benz van dealership today. Now with IRS Section 179, businesses could be eligible for up to a $25,900 tax deduction. That's up to $5,439 in tax savings.
Options and model availability may vary. See dealer for details about costs and terms. Some equipment described is optional. $5,439 tax savings based on 21% federal tax rate and eligibility to claim full $25,900 Section 179 vehicle deduction. Your tax rate and eligibility may vary. Consult your tax advisor for more information. Limits may apply. Visit mpvans.com. Offer valid through December 31st, 2020.
Now, back to Sports 56 Middays. This hour is brought to you by Window Genie. Here once again are Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
Living on a lighted stage approaches the unreal for those who think and feel.
Welcome back, everybody. 11:45 is the time. The Tiger Football Report continues as the Tigers and Temple will go at it just after 11 o'clock on Saturday. Tigers looking to make it 2 in a row after their win last weekend, a historic win over UCF. And it is always a pleasure on Thursdays during the college football season to be able to talk with the head coach of the Memphis Tigers, Ryan Silverfield.
It's time to talk Memphis Tigers football.
Y'all ready? They ready? We ready? We ready?
It's Sports 56 Middays weekly visit with Tigers head coach Ryan Silverfield. Here's Coach Silverfield with Greg and Eli.
He is the Tigers head coach. He is Ryan Silverfield, who you can follow on Twitter at @RSilverfield. He joins us now on Middays. Hey, Coach, how are you?
Great. How are you guys doing?
Doing fantastic. Look, I know you've been involved in probably a few crazy games over your coaching career, but that one was nuts. It was fun. It was dramatic. It was historic. So congratulations on a hard-fought win over UCF, and finally that streak comes to an end.
I appreciate it. Yeah, it was. I'm so proud of the guys, and I know I keep saying that, but the way the game went, kind of the adversity we faced the last 6 months, they fought, tooth and nail. Could have easily held their heads down, even with some news midweek, but they stood the test of time and kept fighting for all 4 quarters, and we were able to end up on the right side of the win column. And like you said, obviously, given the history, it's been 30 years, so just happy to do it for all those people who came before us as well.
The fact that even though the outcome didn't end up the way you wanted against SMU, but the fact that you came back the way you did against SMU, did that help, you think, in this game, just because the guys realized that there's the ability to come back was there?
Yeah, I think the belief in that we're capable of doing those type of things, absolutely. And then, I think this year is going to be an interesting year. I mean, and I told our guys, you got to believe it at all times. We're obviously not, I don't know if any team's going to look exactly like they want to for all 4 quarters. So, I think our guys have a belief in themselves that we're capable of anything. And, but yeah, that SMU game was another reason to show that at least we're capable of being able to fight back. And I think more than anything, it speaks to as a testament to these young men's heart, right? I mean, they're willing to fight, they're persevere. And I think we've seen that in a lot of their character on and off the field. So it's been good. I would like to get to the point where we're not having to come behind from such large deficits. It'd be nice to be able to just take a lead and keep a lead, but that's the day college football these days.
I think Saturday was the perfect example, and this season so far, the perfect example of how well this program has been recruiting now, especially lately, the last few years, because there are guys that are stepping up that, quite frankly, nobody's ever heard of. And when you lose a stud running back and a stud receiver, you think to yourself, how are they going to replace those guys? And then a Javon Ivory steps up, who, again, people who are not real fixed on the rosters don't know who he is. Taj Washington had a huge game. Calvin Austin, all 5'9" of them, who plays 6'5", was great. Sean Dykes returning from an injury last year. So you're just finding these guys that are sitting there either 1, 2, 3, wherever they are on the depth chart, and it is a perfect example of next man up.
Absolutely. And like I said, I was so pleased with that. And I mentioned the other day during the press conference that, everyone goes into the season and says, okay, well, look, you got a loaded roster. You got all these guys, all these. And then someone clued me in that, hey, only 7 of the guys that started in the Cotton Bowl are playing for you right now. Starting. Wow. And so, again, a credit to the assistant coaches, but to our players, you're exactly right, the next man up. And I think part of that is, getting them to pay attention to meetings and developing everybody, right? It's not just saying, okay, we're only going to play the starters and that's all that needs to know the game plan. And you see more of that on special teams. That's one of the reasons why so many freshmen are playing on that unit, because I think it's a chance to get in the game and start to get in the mix, and hopefully it continues to pay dividends, especially down the road for us.
When you're in a situation like that, and obviously we know what UCF can do offensively and did do offensively, and they play at an unbelievable speed and they put up huge numbers. They're going to put up a bunch of points. You went for the 4th down inside your own 20-yard line. Do you have to kind of throw convention out the window at times because you realize that team on the other side is going to keep scoring and you really can't afford to punt too often?
I think that's where we were. I think that was part of it, right? You can sit there and talk about analytics and what the book says and what conventional wisdom says, but I understood the situation of the game and what was occurring, the type of offense they had. And really a lot of it, that we don't talk about enough is I had to put confidence in our own offense, right? And those guys, right? We had all these young receivers that never played and new running backs, and they're sitting there saying, okay, wow, okay, this guy's crazy enough to believe in us on this down and distance at this yard line. Let's go ahead and do it. And I think that's Spartan. That's the same reason why we went for 2 late in the game where, just go and work to tie this up. No, I wanted to tell them, hey, we're playing to win the game. And I think that's kind of part of it, and I'm not saying that's the way we'll be week in and week out. Obviously, it depends on the opponent, depends on how the game's going, weather. I think all those things need to factor in.
So we shouldn't necessarily anoint you the new riverboat gambler just yet.
No, I would not. I think you go back to those days when I coached with the Vikings, when we were, two running backs, fullback, 2 tight ends, and we were 3 yards in a cloud dust, and we were happy to get it. That was kind of, let's just old school football, pound them and win a game 7-3, and I'll feed them all. So no, I certainly wouldn't. But I think this day and age, you've got to be smart, take advantage of things where you think they can. Obviously, when you get it and it works out in your favor, yeah, that's a great job, congratulations. But we've also seen people on the other side of that where they say, man, why would you ever do that? That doesn't make sense. So you got to be smart in your approach to it.
When you're getting for that 4th down play inside your own 20, how much discussion is there about what is the play to run here? Because we have to get this. And then how nervous are you when that ball is about to be snapped?
Well, look, I mean, you know the risk you're taking, obviously. I did get some glancing looks on the sideline from some of our other coaches saying, oh, my gosh, like, this young new head coach, what's he doing? But no, it was good. The nice thing is we all, like I said, we got a great staff here, and they were all on board, and our players were excited about it. And, Kevin Johns, our offensive coordinator, does a phenomenal job. And so, him and I are on the headsets along with the rest of our offensive staff and kind of figure, okay, here's what we got. Here's the call. Let's roll. And so, yeah, there's a little nerve to all that stuff. But, again, credit goes to the players for executing.
I thought the play calling was terrific. I really, really do. But getting back to your point originally about it would be nice to get out to a couple of touchdown lead, not have to worry about it coming down to the wire, and obviously a missed field goal. We could be talking, obviously, about a loss. It was that close of a game. And now as you move forward, you got all those goals still ahead of you, but we were that close to it going the other way. So, Ryan, defensively, Eli just went over the numbers, and the passing yardage against your team is scary. It's scary in a bad way. What is being done at practice? What can be done? I know you didn't have T.J. Carter, and you do have some guys out there that are playing their tails off. Quindell Johnson being one of them, but what can you do? Because it looks like teams will draw up a lot more passing plays if they're more of a running team.
Yeah, you're correct. I mean, what we've done, especially from a number standpoint and from a pass deficiency standpoint, is unacceptable. We got to improve, and it's nothing that our players and our coaches don't know. It's not like we're oblivious to the fact that we need to improve in that area. Mm-hmm. And I think there's the sense of urgency to understand we've got to get better. I don't think it's sitting there saying it's the players' fault or the coach's fault or the scheme's fault. I think it's a combination of things we just got to continue to work on. Now, to that being said, we've also faced three of the best offenses currently in college football.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So you look at that, teams that are, now when we go play Navy and hopefully we can hold them rushing yards and hopefully, then you're going to say, well, look at that pass defense. So, there are things we need to work on. Obviously, it starts with film study and practice and make sure we got putting the young men in the right position to succeed. And it's something we're constantly evaluating and looking at to say, okay, one, do we have the right personnel? Yes, we do. Okay, good. Now, how can we continue to improve upon this and get better? And there's certain things, I'm certainly not making excuses, right? No spring football, limited training camp. Some of those guys weren't with us for a few weeks, so it's just trying to get back to where we need to be. And I think as the season progresses, you'll see our pass defense improve. Just with like a lot of things, we'll see, hey, they get better as they continue to understand the calls and what we're trying to accomplish.
So Temple, a team with a veteran quarterback who's been around for a while, and Anthony Russo, but a team that likes they're pretty balanced as far as the run and the pass goes. What do you expect out of them?
Yeah, they're a very balanced team. I mean, it's and I talk about this. Temple is always known in their mantra as Temple Tough, right? And they are. I just got off the practice field, and I told our guys that this is a black and blue game, right? This is one where they're gonna try to take it to you physically, and we got to take it to them physically because that's their mantra. That's what they believe in. I do believe they're very balanced offensively. They got a veteran O-line, like you said, a veteran quarterback, returning starting running back. Both their tight ends that play significantly are really good. So, reality, most of their guys returning are starters rather than one of their wide receivers. We've seen Mack and Blue put up some big numbers for them as well. So we've just got to be balanced on defenses, knowing that they will take their shots. They're going to try to throw the ball over our head. Sometimes they play fast, sometimes they don't. And then obviously we know about their defense. You get a lot of those guys in that front seven in those single-digit numbers. That's what Temple's always known, right? They're in a single-digit number. They're tough and they're nasty and they play hard. And most of the guys in the front seven, I mean, I think it'd be hard to argue that, for them, that number 6 and number 9, I don't want to butcher any names, or, all-conference type talent in the defensive tackle. And then, number 17, Arnold Abekti, the defensive end. I mean, he's playing at an all-conference level, too. I mean, I think he's deserving of some national awards the way he's playing right now. Obviously, they're 2 games in, but the savviness. So I think we're going to have our hands full in all 3 phases, offense, defense, special teams. They're well coached. Coach Carey's done a great job. We know what happened last year. We don't like to talk about the past, but obviously they're capable of beating us at any time.
For what it's worth, I thought you were the more physical team last week against UCF, but you're right. This will be a challenge. I think year in and year out, Temple plays as physical as anybody in the conference, and it certainly will be a challenge. You just brought it up. You said you guys don't want to talk about it, or you don't talk about it too much, and there's a lot of guys who were starters last year, as you mentioned, in the Cotton Bowl that aren't even here anymore. But I mean, that is one certainly. I'm sure the guys, when they looked at the schedule, just circled it. It's a game that I'm sure still sticks in the craw of a lot of players, the coaches, but also the fans. So to get Temple at home, to try – I don't want to call it redemption, but to keep this thing going like we just talked about. All the goals are still in front of you. This is a big game, and I think one that certainly was big before the season even started looking at the schedule.
Yeah, I don't disagree. Look, I'm not going to hide from the fact that we lost to them last year. And there may be a little bit of thought of, okay, this one we got to get. They're all going to be so darn important, right, this year with the schedule being the way it is. Another conference game. And, I'll say this week in and week out on the show, guys, is that obviously the next game is always going to be the most important. But this is one we have to have. We got to keep the pace going. I think it'll give our guys a little bit of belief, continue to move forward. But, look, it's going to be a battle for 4 quarters, that's for sure.
Early game on Saturday, so get that bed check going for Friday night. Get those guys to bed early, get some rest. It's going to be a fun physical game against Temple. It always is. He is the head coach of the Memphis Tigers. He is Ryan Silverfield. You can follow him on Twitter at @rsilverfield. Coach, I'll see you out there on the field on Saturday. Take care.
Appreciate you guys. Thanks so much. Go Tigers.
That is Ryan Silverfield. Second hour of the program brought to you by the Window Genie. The Window Genie is a trusted name in window cleaning, but they do so much more. Locally owned and operated by lifelong Memphis area resident Kate Robertson. Again, Window Genie is a national brand, but the local franchise, if you want to use it, you go to Kate. Window Genie can take care of your home or business. They clean interior and exterior windows. They have a streak-free guarantee. They can clean your gutters. They do pressure washing and house washing. Pressure washing can really make your home shine. They clean and seal concrete, brick, and natural stone. They can do window tinting as well on your home. And now they're offering early holiday lighting. What they'll do is they'll get with you, they'll customize your lighting, install it, maintain it, and store it away. You don't have to lift a finger. They're not installing it now, but if you order by November 1st, you're getting 15% off your order. Again, for your business, for your home, if you don't want to do it yourself, let the experts at Window Genie do it. So call Kate for a free estimate 7 days a week at 901-424-4100. They are insured and bonded, a member of the Better Business Bureau, uniformed professional workers in wrapped vehicles. They are COVID-19 conscious. They'll wear the masks at the door, shoe covers when they enter your home. Let the power of the Genie work for you. Again, call Kate today at 901-424-4100. Ask for the Sports 56 discount. Go on the web, check them out, windowgenie.com, 901-424-4100.
So I was looking at the box score from last year's game.
Mm-hmm.
The Tigers, the receiving corps, they had 28 catches for 363 yards and 2 touchdowns. Here's the guys who caught all the passes. Kenneth Gainwell, DeMonte Coxey, Joey Magnifico, Kendarian Jones, Antonio Gibson, and Tice Daniel.
What do they all have in common? My Lord.
There is not one reception from that game last year that's back.
Hour 3 is coming up with Anthony Russo, the Temple quarterback, starting things off. This is Sports 56 Middays.
Welcome to Triumph Auto Sales, where you'll have a great car buying experience. Triumph Auto Sales is your #1 source of quality pre-owned vehicles ranging from lease returns to new car trades, all at huge savings. Plus, Triumph has a full array of financing options to meet your needs. Find your next car online at triumphautosales.com or stop in today at 4875 Elmore Road. Triumph Auto Sales will help you get the vehicle you want at the price you need and the service you deserve. For a great car and a great experience from a local and family-owned business, visit Triumph Auto Sales.
I hired Nuptial Num-Nums to cater my wedding, and it was a disaster. Everyone was raving about the food instead of my dress.
No matter how hard you work for your small business, online reviewers will find something to complain about.
They're like, oh, Veronica, the lamb chops. Did the lamb chops fly you out to Cancun?
And while Progressive can't save you from these trolls, we can help you save money on commercial, auto, and business insurance.
I will not be hiring them for my next wedding.
Get a quote online today at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliated and third-party insurers.
You don't think about a lawyer until something goes wrong. When that happens, let attorney Stephen Leffler fight for you and your family. You don't leave the house in the morning expecting an accident, but it happens every day. A car wreck, you slip and fall, or you get accused of a crime and find yourself fighting for your reputation. Stephen Leffler has been fighting for you for over 35 years. Don't do it alone. Let Stephen Leffler fight your battles for you. Call Stephen Leffler, 901-527-8830, or go to LefflerLaw.com. Here to fight for you and your loved ones.
At Jason's Deli, you can stuff yourself full of great deli food that's healthy, fresh, and best of all, it's not expensive. Jason's Deli is all about choice. Whether you're looking for a gluten-free menu, vegetarian sandwiches, healthy kids' meals, or if you'd like to invent your sandwich via the build-your-own selections, Jason's Deli has you covered. And they only use fresh, wholesome ingredients. Choose from the club and specialty sandwiches, paninis, wraps, soups, salads, pastas, and much more. I love the cleanliness in the restaurant, the hospitality, and of course the cost. They have a huge salad bar and great soups, including Southwest chicken chili, fire roasted tortilla, organic vegetable, tomato basil, and many, many more. And if you're planning an event, their catering department is fantastic and can handle any size party. Go check out Jason's Deli's 4 locations. On Ridgeway in the Park Place Center, that's my favorite, on Germantown Parkway in Cordova, at Poplar and Highland, and on Goodman Road in Olive Branch.
Election Day is November 3rd. If you plan to vote by mail, plan ahead at usps.com/votinginfo. There you will find helpful resources, such as guidance for successfully using the mail, links to find your state's rules and deadlines, information for military and overseas voters, and more. The U.S. Postal Service is ready to deliver for you. Make sure you're ready too. Start today at usps.com/votinginfo.
Hey everybody, I'm out here at Olive Branch looking at all these new Silverados at All Star Chevrolet, and guess what? It's Trucktober, and nobody has more new Silverado trucks than right here at All Star Chevrolet, and I'm seeing them right now. Look at this. You can get the Trucktober thousands in cash off price, up to $5,000 in cash back. Holidays are coming. In fact, they're already here. All Star Chevy has all these new 2020 Chevy SUVs and trucks with cash back deals in the thousands. New 3-row Traverse, new Equinox, Impala, or Malibu, all come with thousands in Chevy cash back for you. Remember, it's not Mount Moriah, not Covington Pike, not Collierville or South Haven. It's got to be Olive Branch, people. And the certified pre-owned lot is full. Impalas, Malibus, Tahoes, and Suburbans. And everyone at All-Star Chevy has one job, just one job, to make sure you have more fun, get the best deal, and in record time. So find new roads to All-Star Chevy on Kraft Goodman Road or online at allstarautogroup.com. Beat any dealer's ad price any day at All-Star Chevrolet. Best financing for everyone.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis, W253DF Memphis, WPGFLP Memphis, and WIVG Tunica Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Middays, delivered by FedEx. It's time now for the AutoZone Liberty Bowl Inside College Football Hour. Here are your hosts, Greg Gaston, Eli Savoy, and Harold Grader.
Welcome back, everybody. 12:05 is the time. Final hour for us today here on Sports 56 Middays. It is the AutoZone Liberty Bowl Inside College Football Hour on this Thursday, October 22nd, 2020. Greg Gaston, Eli Savoy, Gabe Kuhn. Harold Grader will join us in our next segment. We'll talk about the big news yesterday where the Shelby County schools, along with the AutoZone Liberty Bowl, are going to host a high school football showcase for student athletes attending Memphis schools on November 13th and 14th at Liberty Bowl Memorial Stadium. So we're definitely looking forward to that. We'll have our world-famous Pick 6 as well. We are in the Family Leisure Studios where family and fun come together. Family Leisure, 2120 Whitten Road, just north of I-40. And the final hour of the program brought to you each and every day by East Memphis Ace Hardware at 5143 Quince Road, right next door to Billy Hardwick's All-Star Lanes. Online at acehardware.com, where they offer free shipping for convenience, service, knowledge, and price. It's East Memphis Ace Hardware. They're open Monday through Saturday, 8 to 7, Sunday, 10 to 4. We'll continue with the Tiger Football Report. The Tigers in Temple on Saturday. We just spoke with head coach Ryan Silverfield of the University of Memphis, and now we're very pleased to be joined by the quarterback for the Temple Owls. He is Anthony Russo. You can follow him on Twitter at Anthony_Russo15, the pride of Doylestown, Pennsylvania. Anthony Russo joining us now on Middays. Anthony, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you guys very much for having me. I'm honored to be on here.
Well, thanks for joining us. Really appreciate that. So I was just reading a story before the show today about you, and now with the whole situation with COVID and players being given that extra year. First it was the spring athletes from last spring, and now it looks like it's going to be the winter athletes. So in the story it said it looked like you were indicating that you would definitely come back for next season. Have you made up your mind already for next season?
Yeah, as of right now, my plan is to come back and, play another year here in Temple. I love it here. I'm only from about 40 minutes down the road, so, I'm close to family. And, as of right now, that's completely my plan. After the season, I'll have to sit down with my family and reevaluate things, if things go well this season. But as of right now, my plan is to come back and play another year here in Philadelphia.
You've already graduated, correct?
Yes, so I graduated in May, and then now I'm working towards my teacher certificate for life after football to hopefully become a high school math teacher and coach football somewhere.
Fantastic.
So between you and Brady White in this game, there is a lot of years of education between you two guys.
Absolutely, there is. Yeah, we've both been in college for a while now, but we're looking forward to this matchup this weekend. It should definitely be a good one.
Well, only 2 games so far for you guys, 3 for Memphis, and you've come out guns a-blazing, completing 71% of your passes, which is really gaudy numbers. So you're off to a great start. But what's it been like, Anthony, games that are scheduled, moved around, canceled, postponed, everything with COVID? What have been the challenges for you?
It's definitely been a lot of uncertainty these past couple months, but for myself, and then what I've tried to kind of echo to my teammates is, at some point we knew we were going to play football. We didn't know if that was going to be the, weekend that the schedule showed our first game, not conference-wise, or if it was just going to be conference play. But, I knew at some point we were going to play football, and I think our team knew that as well. And we just wanted to make sure every single day, we were preparing for when that moment came, because, it wasn't a matter of if, it was just a matter of when. And, just we're trying to, prepare and work hard every day, because we knew eventually we were going to get the opportunity to go back out there and play again.
Your camp ended up being so long. Did it just feel like it was forever before you finally got to play somebody else?
Yeah, tensions are definitely starting to get a little high after going against our defense for 2 months. But for, you're battling, you're competing against your teammates every day in practice, and it's nice to be able to finally see another color, another helmet, and on that other side, and be able to, root for our defense when they make a good play. Because, you're going against McCann, if they make a good play, that's against your offense, so that hurts. But being able to kind of cheer those guys on has been great, too, because that camp was definitely the longest one I've ever been a part of.
Second year now for Rod Carey as the Temple coach. What's it been like under his leadership?
Yeah, Coach Carey's been great. I think that he kind of embodies that tough mindset that we've always had here, that Philadelphia grit. I think that he's got that a ton, and I think his staff, has that as well. And, for the offensive staff, I think it's been great for these 2 years being able to play under Coach Aranovich, the offense coordinator, and, his style of offense and his system. And, I think that we're just starting to scratch the surface now, where we can be. But, it's been great playing for Coach Carey for these past year and a half, 2 years.
As you get ready to take on this Memphis team, obviously you've seen their defense. It gave up a whole bunch of passing yards last week, and they've given up a whole bunch of passing yards this year. So I guess you got to feel pretty good getting a chance to go against this defense.
Yeah, they definitely have some really good guys on their defense, but we try and tell ourselves each week to just focus on ourselves, focus on our game plan, executing the plays that we get called for. But I think it's going to be a big challenge for us. I think that this is the best defense that we've seen so far this year, and we're chomping at the bit to go out there and take on the Memphis Tigers.
Temple has always been balanced, their offense. I mean, going back years and years, and I'm from South Jersey. I watched Temple for a long time. They've always been that balanced team, and even in a pass-happy world that we live in right now, they still want to run the ball. You guys still want to run the ball, establish the run, I would assume. But when you look at game tape of the next opponent, and when you see that they're struggling in a certain area, do you guys add things, add wrinkles, change things around, or you just stay within yourself like you just said, that you try to be who you are?
Yeah, we just stay within ourselves. I think that standpoint, we've been pretty solid in our first two games. And, we've had some minor mistakes here and there on my part. But, I think establishing our run game and owning the line of scrimmage is something that we take pride on here at Temple, and we always have. Just being tough up front, owning the trenches and, being able to run the ball and establish that early, it's kind of always been our memo here, and that's something that we are always going to continue.
Now, last year's game, you may or may not know, it's a little bit controversial here at Memphis. A lot of people upset about last year's game against you guys. So I got to get your honest opinion. Did you think it was a catch or no?
I did. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I was standing on the sideline, and I thought that was a catch at the end of the game. But hey, I'm not going to be the one to say that I wasn't the first one to be cheering when they said it wasn't a catch. But it was. That one was definitely close. But I'm going to be honest. When I first saw it, I thought it was.
I don't know if you've ever seen that old commercial where the kid comes out and he says, "Coach, I fouled him." And the coach turns around and he tells the ref, "No, it really was a foul." That never happens in sports. I mean, you guys, you may have gotten a break, you may not have gotten a break, but you took advantage of it. You got the victory, and I appreciate the honesty here from Anthony Russo. But they're never going to say, "Oh, no, ref. No. He caught it."
Oh, right. Yeah. Now, if you asked me that question, on game day when we played them last year, that I'm giving a complete different answer. But now we're a year after the fact, and we already have that W in the win column. So now I can be honest with you. But if you asked me that last year, I don't think I'm saying the same thing. I'm having a completely different answer.
Yeah, they can't take it away now.
They can't take it away now.
Right, exactly.
How much did that? I mean, 'cause obviously that was Memphis. They go on to win the conference championship. It was their only regular season loss. How much did that win mean for you guys last year against a Memphis team that was obviously really good?
Yeah, that was big for us. With that ranked when we played them last year, and just being able to pull that win out in a tight game, close at the end, for us and our team's confidence, and I think kind of helped boost us for the last couple of games of the season.
So what's it like for you? You're from the area, about 40 minutes away, as you mentioned, and you play in a big city. You play in a city that has an NFL team. What's it like playing football at Temple?
It's a dream come true. Like I said before, I'm only from 40 minutes down the road, so I grew up coming to Temple games, Temple football games, Temple basketball games, and to be honest, when I used to come to games as a kid, Temple was, the worst of the worst. They were tough to watch, but I never thought that I'd be running out of the tunnel at Lincoln Financial Field and playing cherry and white. It's been a dream come true for me, and this city, and kind of what they believe in and the mindset that they have throughout the city, I think completely matches us at Temple, and I think that the fans in this city really take to us because, we carry that Temple tough, blue collar, hard working attitude with us everywhere we go. And that's really Philadelphia and that's really Temple. And I think that the city kind of takes to us big time because, of that mindset that we have. And, the fans here, they're diehard. So, when you're doing well, they love you. And when you're struggling, they're definitely going to let you know. But we love them here, and they love us, and it's been a dream come true for me.
How many fans are they allowing at games there right now?
So last week was the first time we were allowed to have fans, and they just let the families of players and coaches come. So now the plan is for our next home game, which will be in about a little over 2 weeks when we play SMU on a Thursday night at home. I think they're allowing 7,500, which is about 10 or 12% capacity, or maybe 15% capacity. Which it's still nice, but we're just happy to be able to have our families in there. For guys like myself, that if this does turn out to be my last year, it wouldn't have been fun not having my family in the stands to watch. So that means a lot to us.
When you're between the lines and you're into the competition, do you normally, in a normal year, notice the fans? Do you play off their emotions? And right now, with no fans there, does it make a difference once you're competing on the field?
Yeah, I think it definitely makes a difference just because of the energy and the atmosphere. I think that, like you said, you kind of feed off the fans and the crowd noise, and in these empty stadiums across the country, you don't have that kind of energy from the fans to feed off of, and that's something we've tried to preach up and down our sidelines for the past, 2.5 months is, there's not going to be people in the stands. We're going to have to create our own energy, create our own juice, and feed off of each other. Offense is going to have to feed off the defense. Defense, you're going to have to feed off the offense because, there's not going to be a crowd in the stands to, bring that energy for us and for us to feed off them. So we're going to have to create our own. And, I think the past 2 games, we've done a good job of that and something that we're just going to have to continue to do and continue to get better at.
All right, what's the best cheesesteak?
Oh, Delos Angeles. Don't let anybody. If anybody tells you guys Pat's and Geno's, don't let it. That's a tourist attraction. Los Angeles is the best, hands down. No competition.
Well, as I said earlier, I'm from South Jersey, and the cheesesteaks down in South Jersey. I'm sure you've been down to Atlantic City, right?
Yes, of course.
Have you had White House cheesesteak or a Sacco Subs cheesesteak?
I have not. I'll have to go down there and try it.
You're missing out, my friend. You're missing out. That, I think, is the best cheesesteaks. But you're right. Pat's and Geno's is definitely a tourist trap. I mean, you go there because it's popular. But I hear you. The other thing I'm going to have to do is get to the family registry because my late mom's maiden name is Russo. So there may be some kind of a relation. I'm going to have to go back down the line and find out. But listen, Anthony, we really, really appreciate it, man. Safe travels to Memphis. We're looking forward to watching you play on Saturday and continued success. Thank you so much for your time, man.
Yes, thank you guys so much for having me. It was a pleasure.
Appreciate it. That's Anthony Russo, the quarterback of the Temple Owls. In the meantime,
that is that matchup Saturday. I'm going to go. I'm going to go on a limb and say it is the most educated matchup at quarterback in the history of college football.
Yeah, that's 2 smart guys playing quarterback.
11 total years of college between the 2 of them.
I'm sure Gabe has already jumped on this thing, but we need to light up social media now, as this is, I believe, the first person from Temple to admit it, and this is their quarterback.
And was it last year during the Super Bowl y'all had Harrison Hand on, and he said, No, absolutely not. It was not a catch.
Said no,
good memory. Good memory on that.
That's right. Yeah, he said no. But, that was –
How about that?
I thought it was a catch.
In the meantime, let's bring on our good buddy Harold Grader from the AutoZone Liberty Bowl, who just had a chance to listen to that interview. How about that, HG? You have Anthony Russo admitting that was a catch by Joey Magnifico.
Well, I appreciate the young man being a stand-up young man to admit that, and I think we should retroactively contact the league office and have things amended.
I'm sure Mike Oresco will do that, right?
I'm sure.
If the quarterback of the other teams gives the okay, I think it's all right. I think, But I like the fact that he said, though, if you'd asked him last year, it would have been a much different answer.
Yes.
Now that it's over and he knows you can't take it away.
And I will say it was great that you guys had him on. It sounds like a great young man, and a lot of times as fans, we want to just vilify anybody and everybody associated with the other team, and it was great to hear that young man and great representative of his school and the game of college football in general. So kudos to you guys for having him on. I thought it was great.
Thank you very much. Well, I'll tell you what, let's take a time out real quick, and we're going to come back and talk about the big news that you announced on Wednesday. We'll get your thoughts on some of the SEC and Big 12 games coming up, and then later on in our final segment, we'll do our Pick 6. So Harold Grader is with us. It is the AutoZone Liberty Bowl Inside College Football Hour right here on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1, and 98.5 FM.
Grab a seat for a happy hour with John Harden.
Passengers will please fasten their seatbelts.
On Sports 56 Happy Hour. Weekdays from 1 to 3 on Sports 56, 98.5 FM, and 96.1 FM.
For the ones working tirelessly to keep their coworkers safe. For the ones rising to new challenges. For the ones rebuilding stronger than before. Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry. Free access to product specialists, safety recovery guides, and 24/7 support. It's part of our commitment to help you adapt and recover in these challenging times. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You gonna eat the other half of that sandwich?
It's all yours.
Nice. Chips too?
Sure.
Cool. What's up with that Powerball ticket?
I didn't win.
Can I have it?
Why?
To enter the Powerball First Millionaire of the Year drawing. I could win a free trip to New York City or New Year's Eve hometown party package.
Then no, you can't have it.
Fine. But I'm keeping the sandwich.
Visit TNVIPRewards.com to enter the Powerball First Millionaire of the Year drawing from the Tennessee Lottery. Game-changing fun. Please play responsibly.
I'm on Dead Man's Bend at midnight when my gas light pops on.
I see a gas station ahead. Just my luck. Or is it? I walk in. The attendant lifts a bony finger towards me and croaks, "You want a Halloween jumbo bucks?" I whisper it terrified, "No." And as I leave, he asks the lady behind me. She says, "Okay." And then...
She won $75,000!
Scare up some cash with the Halloween Jumbo Bucks instant game. Only from the Tennessee Lottery. Game-changing, hair-raising fun. Please play responsibly.
It's just a few cocktails at happy hour.
There aren't any cops around.
After every game, we always have a few. It's no big deal.
It was just a few drinks. I'm good.
Hey, I can hold my liquor.
I drink and drive all the time.
If you put away some drinks, put away your keys. Fans don't let fans drive drunk. Brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office.
We have a job to do. To protect the peace, the pride, and the people of our city. To realize our greatness together. To do the work that matters for ourselves, our families, our community. Do you have the strength to serve? Learn the true value of a challenging and rewarding career in law enforcement with the Memphis Police Department. Join the best in blue. Visit joinmpd.com.
You get to choose that Gossett Kia on the Pike. Right now, take your pick from 2021 Kia Forte or 2020 Kia Soul. $149 a month lease, 36 months. Plus the all-new 2021 Kia K5 with more passenger cargo headroom and legroom volume than Toyota Camry. Plus a warranty that blows Toyota away with a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Now $189 a month lease, 36 months. And get 2020 K900, $10,000 off MSRP. So get your Kia on at Gossett Kia 1900 Covington Pike or shop 24/7 KiaCovingtonPike.com. Ask for Bobby J and he'll put you in a new Kia today.
Leases $31.49 due at signing. 0 security deposit excludes ACQ fee $10,000 per year. 20 cents excess mileage. $650 acquisition fee. Forte ME $275,992 MSRP $20,510. Soul L706 $3372 MSRP $21,885. K5 MG 003199 MSRP $25,725. K900 MSRP $65,610. L60 $26,907. L60 $21,220. Includes all rebates and incentives. PF $695 excludes tax, final license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 11/1/2020. Dealer stock only. Warranty is a limited powertrain warranty. See Kia.com or retailer for details.
Now, back to Sports 56 Middays delivered by FedEx. Now more of the AutoZone Liberty Bowl Inside College Football Hour. Here once again are Greg Gaston, Eli Savoy, and Harold Grader.
Welcome back, everybody. So, Harold, on Wednesday, you guys announced in coordination with the Shelby County schools that you are going to host a high school football showcase for student athletes attending Memphis schools November 13th and the 14th at Liberty Bowl Memorial Stadium. Obviously, with everything that's gone down with COVID-19, the All-Star game that you normally have will not take place this year. But this is going to be something that I think a lot of players will take advantage of.
Well, we certainly hope so. And just to that first point about our annual high school All-Star game, again, we tried every avenue we possibly could to figure out a way to make it work in the safest environment possible to help out the athletes who aren't getting a chance to play this year and those that are fortunate enough to have seasons. But when you put all the information together, it just the circumstances just wouldn't allow for us to have this year's game, and we look forward to the 19th AutoZone Liberty Bowl High School All-Star Game in 2021. But we tried, couldn't do it, and we thought teaming with Shelby County Schools was the best solution for the benefit of the student athletes that attend schools that traditionally participate in the All-Star game. So we made that big announcement yesterday at the stadium in conjunction with Shelby County Schools. Proud that Dr. George Ray, Superintendent of Schools, was there. So the basics are for Shelby County School football players, juniors and seniors, so we're expanding it a little bit. Typically, the All-Star game obviously focuses and is eligible only to senior football players, but for Shelby County schools, it's going to be juniors and seniors, and then for those schools that traditionally participate in the All-Star game, it's for senior players only for the other municipal schools and the private schools. So the registration process will funnel through each school's head coach. So if you are a high school player from those schools and you want to participate and sign up and register, contact your head coach. He'll get you registered and signed up and get you all the information. But the basics are November 13 and 14, there will be one session on Friday, November 13th, two sessions on Saturday, November 14th. It's a dead period for D1 coaches, but all the other divisions of college football, we will be inviting those coaches to come and observe and take their notes and check out these young men. Because, again, at the end of the day, when you go back to why we began the AutoZone Liberty Bowl High School All-Star Game, 19 years ago, our main motivation was to provide a platform for the top players in the area to have that one last high school football game in a showcase type of platform, one final hurrah. And for those that were still looking for college opportunities, whether it was just to continue as a student or a student athlete, we have always wanted to use the All-Star Game as that platform. So in lieu of the game this year, we're teaming with Shelby County Schools to provide this showcase. There's no charge to the player to participate. We'll have, again, a top-level company that Shelby County Schools is bringing in to put on the combine. It's a company that works with rivals, and they're the best of the best when it comes to recruiting. So it's going to be a first-class deal. And then also we want to say thanks and give special kudos to the city of Memphis and Mayor Jim Strickland and his administration for also partnering in this effort to provide Liberty Bowl Memorial Stadium. So it's going to be really cool. And again, trying to extend and provide a special opportunity for the student athletes from the Shelby County schools who haven't been able to have a season, but to give them a time to show their abilities under the lights at Liberty Bowl Stadium, on the field at Liberty Bowl Stadium. We think that's to be a special occasion, an event, and a memorable event for all the young men who will participate. So again, we're looking forward to that, and we hope everyone that wants to will, and the opportunity is there. There will be some limitations just because of the logistics of it. It'll be limited to 200 athletes per session, so a total of 600 athletes can participate. But again, it's going to be a big-time deal and a big-time setting, and we're proud to team with Shelby County Schools to bring it together and make it all happen.
So Harold, is it just for the Shelby County school students, or is it open to like the ones that are actually the other like private schools and stuff that are actually playing games this year?
It is. For schools in the Shelby County school system, let's state it that way, it's open to junior football players and senior football players. All the other schools that traditionally play in the All-Star Game, it's open to just their seniors. So the municipal schools like Arlington, Bartlett, Collierville, those schools and the private schools that are playing a season, it's open to their senior players as well if they want to participate. Again, that Friday the 13th, there'll be playoff games that night, so we understand that some schools will still be in season, and it may not work for their timing, but that's why we're looking to allocate the third session or the second session on Saturday, the third overall session, specifically for the not to exclude anyone, but to have those municipal school athletes and the private athletes scheduled to come in that second session on Saturday. And then if there are any other kids from the Shelby County schools that just because of numbers have to come to the third session, that's fine too. So again, it's open to all of the student athletes, juniors, seniors, Shelby County schools, seniors only, municipal schools, and the private schools that traditionally participate in the AutoZone Liberty Bowl High School All-Star Game.
Harold, did you happen to catch the latest Touchdown Club Zoom meeting with Mike Leach from Monday night?
I did. I was on that call Monday night.
What did Mike have to say, just in general, about the struggles?
Yeah, I jotted down some notes from that conversation. Just from a football standpoint, from the issue, number one issue being the quarterback. And I haven't seen any more news about it this week about who he might start. But what he said Monday night was he would like to settle on one quarterback for the Alabama game. I haven't seen any update on that. But on Monday night, that's what he was saying. Obviously, KJ Costello, Will Rogers both played last week. So there was some question about the quarterback situation at State. And again, what he said Monday night was, I'd like to settle on one for the Alabama game. Number two, just in general about his football team, he said they need to learn how to work to get better, to improve. So that's something that he's still instilling in his football program. And he said they needed to talk and work on more consistency, improving a play, and being consistent with that improvement. So he sees that his program isn't where he wants it to be, but he's instilling his program. And again, you got to remember, new head coach, new staff didn't have spring ball. Mm-hmm. And then you get into fall practice, how much contact did they have and how much work were you really able to do because of the circumstances. So he knows it's a work in progress. And then one telling comment he made, and this may have been a reflection on what news came later from Garrett Schrader. He made the comment, he said, we have some players that have 1 foot in, 1 foot out of the program. I guess that really goes back to the total commitment to what his program is and what his program is all about, and that may have been manifested in the news that came out a couple of days later about Garrett Schrader planning to transfer.
Anything on Colin Hill?
No, Colin Hill's name did not come up in the conversation, nor was he asked.
Did he have any, did he get into any strange conversation at all that anybody asked him? Did he?
Oh, it was great. Oh, absolutely. It was awesome. It was awesome. One great story. Well, he was asked about the whole air raid offense, and it goes back. It all started with, most people think, with Hal Mumme, but Mike went undergrad at BYU, so he was at BYU back in the Lavelle Edwards, Norm Chow days. In my first game here with the bowl game, was 1998 when we had BYU in the game with Coach Edwards. And what Mike was referring to was, hey, the exposure he had, even though he didn't play college football, the exposure he had at BYU to that type of offense, and then he and Hal Mumme went to BYU, studied that offense, and then they started making their way through their college coaching careers going up the ladder. So it really goes back to BYU, and then he and Hal Mumme just, crafting it to their style, to what it is today. So I thought that was a little bit of a nugget to look back at, where did all of this come from and where did it really begin? Mm-hmm. But it started, some of the wacky stuff was someone, Mike's a best-selling author. The title of his book isn't coming to mind, but it's about the pirates and the swinging of the swords. But he was asked, and this was interesting, this one guy came in on the chat with a question. He says, I'm an Ole Miss fan, so I had asked one of my Ole Miss buddies for a question, and this guy related, ask about Peppy the dog. And Mike apparently wrote about Peppy the dog in his best-selling book, and he went on probably a good 10 or 15 minutes about Peppy the dog and the scenario of Peppy the dog, and on radio and in public, it may not be best to go into the details of, or if you're interested about Peppy the dog, maybe Google Mike Leach, Peppy the dog, and you can get the story. But it was an interesting scenario there and story that Mike told, and it goes to show you, again, the guy has a law degree, smart guy, a little bit, if you want to say eccentric, maybe,
yes,
but crazy smart, maybe another way to put it. But we really were able, and we appreciated, Mike being on and taking the questions and telling his story and talking about his football program. He's an interesting guy, and I was entertained, to say the least. And I'm sure those that were a part of it hopefully feel the same. And he's been to Memphis, is familiar with Memphis. And hopefully next year at this time, we'll be way past COVID and we'll be able to have in-person meetings. And I think the Touchdown Club of Memphis made a friend of Mike Leach on Monday night. And I think down the road, when they're able to have in-person meetings, I think we'll be seeing Mike here in town down the road.
He is much more than football. Most coaches are football 24/7. He is not. He is a football coach, absolutely, and a good one.
Yeah.
But he's also more than that. The book, by the way, Swing Your Sword, Leading the Charge in Football and Life.
There you go.
A lot of sports book sites out there, none more established and respected than FanDuel. Hey, Tennessee, sports betting is almost here, and FanDuel Sportsbook is giving you an exclusive offer to get started. Right now, FanDuel Sportsbook is giving users $50 in free bets just for signing up. You heard that right. They're giving you $50 in free site credit to register and verify early with no deposit required. FanDuel is America's #1 sports betting site for a reason. They've got odds on all the biggest sports and a simple, intuitive app that makes it easy to find the bet you're looking for, then lock it in. And unlike other sports books, once you win, FanDuel gets you your cash in as little as 24 hours. Why? Because it's the right thing to do. But right now, the right thing for you to do is download the FanDuel Sportsbook app and check out their fantastic app for yourself. Just be sure to sign up and register using promo code GASMAN so they know we sent you. When you verify your account, you'll receive $50 in site credit when FanDuel Sportsbook is live. That's promo code GASMAN to get $50 in site credit when FanDuel Sportsbook is live. Must be 21 or older and present in Tennessee. Site credit is non-withdrawable and expires 7 days after receipt. Terms apply. See sportsbook.fanduel.com for details. For problem gambling support, call 1-800-889-9789. All right, when we return, it's our world-famous Pick Six. So, Eli, there's 3 of us. We need a 4th.
Yeah, let's give caller number 3 a chance. Caller number 3. Chance for some barbecue. You got a chance to win some barbecue. $25 in piggy bucks from Central Barbecue. As a matter of fact, will be on the line if you can pick games better than one of us, whoever you choose to go up against. So you could call it down, 360-8255. First big phone line, 360-8255. Caller number 3 gets a shot to play the Pick Six for $25 in piggy bucks.
And again, if you've already participated this season, you're ineligible to participate again. This is Middays in the AutoZone Liberty Bowl Inside College Football Hour on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1, and 98.5 FM.
Let Dave Voloshin and Brett Nordsworthy take you home with Sports Time on Sports 56. Weekday afternoons from 3 to 6 on Sports 56, 98.5, and 96.1.
Ladies and gentlemen, today's opponents on Man vs. Train. At the crossing, we have Rick, a 175-pound frustrated man who's running late for work. And on the tracks, we have Bull, a million-pound freight train that takes a mile to stop. Let's see who comes out on top.
You can't beat a train, so don't try. Stop. Trains can't. Paid for by NHTSA.
Water damage to your home or business can be an absolute nightmare. And the faster you remove the standing water, the faster you can prevent secondary damage. Landmark Construction and Emergency Services specializes in water extraction. They have been a trusted name in the Mid-South for over 20 years. They are a Memphis-based company ready to serve your needs with their 24-hour emergency response. They are always on call and will respond within an hour. They work with most insurance companies and are the official restoration contractor of the Memphis Tigers home team. Landmark Construction and Emergency Services can't prevent disasters in your home and at your business, but their water damage team will certainly respond quickly to minimize and restore the damage. Call 901-452-0390. That's 901-452-0390 or online at landmarkco.org.
Attention foodies, there's a great new place to eat in a great restored building. South Hall Cafe is now open for breakfast, brunch, and lunch in the former Tobacco Corner. Chef Jesus Ramon is creating classics from scratch with a twist. Enjoy all your favorites, including the best cheese grits in the South, a full bar, an in-house pastry chef, catering, online ordering for curbside or delivery, and a covered patio with live music on the weekends. We're open 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. weekdays and 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. on weekends. South Hall Cafe, corner of Poplar and Mendenhall.
We have a job to do. to protect the peace, the pride, and the people of our city, to realize our greatness together, to do the work that matters for ourselves, our families, our community. Do you have the strength to serve? Learn the true value of a challenging and rewarding career in law enforcement with the Memphis Police Department. Join the best in blue. Visit joinmpd.com.
It's just a few cocktails at happy hour.
There aren't any cops around.
After every game, we always have a few. It's no big deal.
It was just a few drinks. I'm good.
Hey, I can hold my liquor.
I drink and drive all the time.
If you put away some drinks, put away your keys. Fans don't let fans drive drunk. Brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office.
All 75 months at 2.99, Mirage, LHO 10129, G4, LHF 07863, Eclipse, LZO 15893, includes all rebates and incentives, PF 695, excludes tax, title, and license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 11/1/2020 with approved credit, dealer stock only.
How about a brand new ride that gets 43 mpg highway, seats 5, plus costs less than $4 a day? We Gossett at Gossett Mitsubishi on the Pike. 2020 Mitsubishi Mirage, buy for $11,100 or $99 a month. 2020 G4, 41 mpg highway, $139 a month, or buy for $12,435. And 2020 Mitsubishi Eclipse Cross, $19,107 or $229 a month. Plus, confidence today, tomorrow, and long into the future with a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Mirage, $99 a month. Mirage G4, $139 a month. And Eclipse Cross, $229 a month. Get to Gossett Mitsubishi today, 1870 Covington Pike, or shop online at memphismitsubishi.com.
If you want it, we Gossett and Gossett Motor Cars.
Now, back to Sports 56 Middays delivered by FedEx. Now more of the AutoZone Liberty Bowl Inside College Football Hour. Here once again are Greg Gaston, Eli Savoy, and Harold Grader.
Welcome back, everybody. Final segment. We got a world-famous Pick 6 coming up here in just a moment. And guys, we're not faring too well against the listeners, man. We are now 1-6. Last week it was Russ who went up against me, and we tied. We were both 2-4, and Russ wins because the callers do win if it's a tie. And he would have beat everybody because Eli was also 2-4, and Harold had a rough one at 1-5.
Yeah.
So
goodness.
It has been tough picking games, but we're going to try to do it again. And lucky caller number 3 is Big Bad John. Hello, John. How are you?
Hey, what's up, guys? How y'all today?
Hey, John.
Doing fine. Thanks for listening. Thanks for getting in, John. And let's jump right into it, guys. It's the Pick 6. But first, again, tell John what he can win if he ties or beats one of us.
John, you will get $25 in piggy bucks from Central Barbecue.
That'll make a nice lunch or dinner. John, you got to pick either Harold, Greg, or Eli to go up against.
All right, Harold, let's dance.
All right, John. Hey, John, enjoy the barbecue.
Harold, by the way, Harold.
I have, after last week and the way this season, I have zero confidence. Zero.
Harold,
I think I've had one good week.
I read the story of Peppy the dog. I'm all caught up now.
And now you understand why I didn't really want to go into that on the radio, right?
That's an interesting story.
Well, I'm going to have to read that as well.
That's an interesting story.
Rick Cleveland, the legendary sports writer from Mississippi, has a great column about it.
That's where I read it.
And I think it's accessible on the internet. So find Rick's column, and you'll get the Mike Leach, Peppy, the dog story.
That's exactly where I found it, was Rick's column. So.
There you go.
Let's jump right into it, guys. There's not a big schedule in the SEC. There's only 4 games. We'll begin in the SEC. It's always customary to begin with Mr. Grader. We got Alabama, a 3-touchdown favorite on the road at Tennessee, and there's all kind of problems all of a sudden for the Vols after what happened against Kentucky. So Alabama minus 21 at Tennessee.
Yeah, I had been on Tennessee, thought they were headed in the right direction. I thought it was a big step back for them last week. Alabama, clearly the best team in the SEC. You can't stop the Bama offense. And through this whole COVID season, we've all been tripped up by these huge numbers. And this week, what is it? Tennessee's getting 22?
21 we're going to play it at.
21. Wow. Alabama has won 13 straight, if my information is correct. Saying all of that, despite the 21, give me Roll Tide. Give me Bama.
Bama minus the 21. By the way, I was the only one to hit Bama last week. They were a 6-point favorite against Georgia. I'm going to take, it's Eli. Pick first. Eli?
I'm sure all things are solved at Tennessee with the firing of the defensive line coach, so they'll probably win this game. I think that really was the problem there. Clearly, Jarrett Garantano will light up Alabama after that.
Well, you can't fire the defensive linemen, so you have to fire the defensive line coach.
You need to fire the quarterback. That's what you need to fire. I cannot possibly trust Tennessee in this situation. Maybe there's a little letdown effect from Alabama, but they don't normally suffer from that. I got to take Alabama.
Eric Gray's going to have to go off, and he had a good game against Georgia, or against Kentucky, one of the rare Vols to have a good game, but he's going to have to go nuts, and I just don't see it. Bama has some weaknesses in the secondary, but you don't have a great passer throwing the ball. You do have some good skill position players. I thought Tennessee would be better than where they are right now, and maybe they still will, but it won't start this Saturday. Bama to cover the 21. John?
Same thing. I think Bama covers.
All right, clean sweep for Roll Tide in that one. Auburn -3 at Ole Miss, and there are some problems once again on the Plains, but Ole Miss had a dud, and Matt Corral had a dud with 6 picks at Arkansas. Eli?
Yeah, Ole Miss generally doesn't beat Auburn very often. Both of these teams coming in struggling, no doubt about that. Which one do I trust more in this situation, I guess, is what I come up with. I'm going to take Ole Miss. I just feel like maybe Matt Corral got it all out of his system, and I don't know with Auburn right now. I'm concerned about where Auburn is headed right now, especially offensively.
Yeah, this one's a roll of the dice, and you're right about the history, but I like Ole Miss as well. I think they bounce back, and I think what this does is put Gus firmly back on the hot seat. John?
Yeah, I take Ole Miss. Same with you guys.
Harold?
Talking to people down at Ole Miss this week, despite the 1-3, a lot of positivity around that football team in a good way. Now, it has nothing to do with COVID. Let me clear that up. A lot of good vibes around that football team. This one, Ole Miss is sitting there 1-3, Auburn's 2-2. Both teams having big problems. And I really think this one may determine or have certainly a big impact of which way the rest of the season goes for these two teams. Having said all of that, I like what they're doing offensively at Ole Miss. I'm going to take the Rebels and what they're giving them 3 on this.
Right.
Yeah.
Ole Miss gets 3.
Ole Miss gets 3.
Gets 3.
I'm going to take Ole Miss and take those 3 and stay on the lane train.
And enjoy it. Okay, so it's a clean sweep for us with Ole Miss as well. We move on to the Big Ten. For the first time this season, there is Big Ten action. Ohio State, one of the teams expected to be in the playoffs or at least vying for the playoff, and they open up against Scott Frost in Nebraska. It hasn't been good so far for Scott Frost. I don't know what to expect from Nebraska now after another year under his belt, but I do know what to expect from Ohio State. Its name, Justin Fields. Ohio State, big. They roll it up. They want to make an impression right off the bat. So give me the Buckeyes minus the big number. John?
I'd take Ohio State also.
So minus the 26 for John. He's taking the Buckeyes. Harold?
I'm struggling with that 26, as we said before, and as we've seen every week, the big number, especially early on, if you think back to those first couple of weeks and trying to make a pick, and you see a team that obviously has much better talent than the opposition, and then you look at the big number. Ohio State's going to win this game just because they're both coming out of the box and they're still trying to figure it out. I'm going to take Nebraska in the 26.
Eli?
Yeah, man, that number is very large. Certainly Ohio State wants to, I think, make a statement right off the bat here because they're thinking playoff, they're thinking national championship, and they need to be convincing. But I'm going to go with Harold here. I'm going to take the 26. Nebraska loses by 3 touchdowns. I'll take the 26.
All right, so we're split there, and more importantly, John and Harold have a differing opinion on that one. Temple plus 13.5 at Memphis. We've just dissected this game every which way but loose. John, you're picking first on this one.
Yeah, I think Tigers win, but I'm going to take the points to Temple.
Okay. Harold?
I would like to follow John, but I never, ever, despite my best thoughts, ever go against the Tigers. Mark me down for the Tigers.
Eli?
I'm worried about a little bit of a letdown with Memphis, but I just don't. And even with the Tigers' problems defensively, I don't know that Temple is explosive enough offensively to keep up. I'm going to take the Tigers.
All right, and of course I'll be on the sideline. I should have to recluse myself, but I'm not going to. I'm going to make a pick, and I think Memphis. I'm very confident Memphis will win this football game, but I'm not confident they'll cover. So I'm going to take the Owls plus the 13.5. We go to Cincinnati, another big American Conference game. They are a 2.5-point dog at SMU. This is a big game in the American. Eli?
If I'm getting points with Cincinnati, I got to take them. I think SMU is pretty good, but I think Cincinnati is definitely very good. And if I can get points with Cincinnati, I'm taking those.
I would definitely have taken SMU if Robertson was healthy and still playing. And what was the running back's name? McDaniels. They lost both those guys in the Memphis game early on, and they won't be back. And they are key injuries. So even though it's a roadie, Cincinnati is getting points. I'm kind of on that same wavelength as you, Eli. I'm going to take Cincinnati, but I think this one comes right down to the wire. John?
Yeah, I'll take Cincinnati also. I think they're pretty good.
Harold?
Yeah, I agree. I like the Bearcats, home of Grader's Ice Cream there in Cincinnati. But and this one will have a big impact on the race for the American championship. Obviously, the Tigers need to keep winning to stay in the hunt. This one, again, big impact in the American. Give me the Bearcats with the points and the Grader's Ice Cream.
Finally, Kentucky minus 5.5 at Missouri. It's been a couple of weeks for Missouri since they last played, but the last time they played pretty well. Kentucky's coming off a thumping of Tennessee. Eli?
Oh, I'm first again.
Oh, you shouldn't have been first last time. So let's go Harold. Harold, you're first.
Talking about Kentucky, the Wildcats playing finally the way we all thought they would. Impressed with Mark Stoops and his football team. I'm going to take the Wildcats. Like the way they're playing.
Now, Eli.
Yeah, I mean, as much as I love, trying to support fellow Elis out there, Kentucky was impressive last week, what they did to Tennessee. Now, part of that was Tennessee helping them out, but I like the way Kentucky's playing as well. I'm gonna go with Kentucky here.
Yeah, the Missouri coach has two of your favorite words in his name.
He does indeed.
Eli and drink.
I know. That's why
How about that?
I want him to do very, very well there. I want him to be coaching for a long time because that's you can't get better than that.
I think he's going to do pretty well. I think he's going to be able to get some offensive players in there.
Absolutely.
And I actually like Missouri. You're giving me 5.5. They're at home, although, again, home field advantage, how much of an advantage is it this year? I'm going to take Mizzou. I'm going the other way with this one. John?
Yeah, the way they beat Tennessee last week, I think the Wildcats look pretty good right now.
So you're taking Kentucky. So the games that you differ from Harold is Ohio State. You got Ohio State minus the 26. Harold's got Nebraska plus the 26. And then you differ on Temple and Memphis. Harold has Temple has Memphis minus 13.5. And you have Temple plus 13.5. John, thank you so much for listening to the show. We appreciate you getting in, and best of luck to you.
Yeah, thanks. You have a great weekend, guys. Thanks again.
Hey, you too. Thank you, John.
All right, so there you go. That's our picks with our pick 6. And Harold, we're inching closer to – we still don't have a date, and you expect that to happen here fairly soon?
We are hoping we had a call among all the bowls this week, and we're hoping by the end of the month.
Okay.
So what's that, another week? Yeah. Hopefully next week.
But in the meantime.
But regardless of that, we have not slowed down. The AutoZone Liberty Bowl train has been going full blast this entire year. We're going to be ready for the 62nd AutoZone Liberty Bowl with a team from the SEC and a team from the Big 12, and we hope that you will too. If you want to go ahead and get your tickets, we'll be glad to get you hooked up today. Give us a call, 795-7700. Again, we're going full blast with all of our planning, and we're looking forward to it, and we hope folks will be a part of it around, we suspect, around the holidays sometime. We're planning for now. We're using our traditional December 31st date as our target date as our planning, but once we get the final word from ESPN, we'll lock it in. But we're going full bore, and here we are next to last football Saturday of October. Hard to believe that the year is clipping along. You think back to, March, April, May seemed like the days went by pretty slowly. Now it's clipping along pretty good, and again, we're looking forward to the game and now the high school football showcase, and again, guys, when you look at the schedule this weekend, we touched on most of the key games in the SEC, but on the other side for us in the Big 12, some key games there. When you look at the standings, you got 3 teams still undefeated in conference, 1 team undefeated on the season, and yet Iowa State 3-0 in the conference, 3-1 overall. Kansas State 3-0 in the conference, 3-1 overall. Oklahoma State 2-0 in the conference, 3-0 overall. And key games, Iowa State at Oklahoma State. So 2 of the teams that are undefeated in conference play this weekend. A big one in Stillwater, and then you look further down in the standings in the Big 12. At least for a week, nobody's talking about Oklahoma, Texas, but I'm going to talk about Oklahoma, Texas. They're both 1-2 in the conference. Oklahoma at TCU this week, Baylor at Texas. So, the Sooners and the Longhorns got to get it going, and if they're going to stay in the hunt there. But for now, it's Iowa State, Kansas State, Oklahoma State leading the pack there in the Big 12. So some big key games in the Big 12 on Saturday, as well as in the SEC.
Well, enjoy the games, Harold. We always appreciate it. We'll talk to you next Thursday.
All right, guys. Thank you. Take care, everybody.
You too. Harold Grader from the AutoZone Liberty Bowl. We appreciate him joining us. Also, Ryan Silverfield and Temple starting quarterback Anthony Russo. If you missed any of our interviews, go to the website, sports56whbq.com. You can listen to the Sports 56 Middays podcast, or some of these interviews are in selected audio there, so you'll have a chance to go to our special category just for these interviews and listen to the interviews you've missed. Tomorrow, we're back starting at 10 o'clock. Among our guests, Aaron Torres from Fox Sports. John Varlas will join us to talk some prep football. And Pete Vutak on the National Football League. We'll have 10 in a row, the game show that has swept the nation. And 5 favorite songs tomorrow. Again, the topic is King or Queen. Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio is coming up next. Don't forget Thursday Night Football. We'll have it for you, the Giants and the Eagles. For Eli Savoy and Gabe Kuhn, I'm Greg Gaston. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday, everybody.
Gone to hell, and we're sure gonna miss it a lot. All of the